name of Jesus, we have the victory. In the name of Jesus, we have the victory. Come on. Yeah. There's a reason why we're not worried. There's a reason why we're not discouraged. Hey, there's a reason why we're not stressed out. Yeah, because we've already won. Come on. Yeah, we have the victory. I said we have the victory. We have the victory. Hey, smile a while, give your face a rest, all right? The troubles won't last always. Don't worry about it. God's gonna work it out, all right? Don't worry, just say, good morning. Good morning. Even the troubles are done. Yeah. Good morning. Just smile and say good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on. Even the troubles are done. Smile. Just smile and say good morning. All right. Hold on. Don't cry. No fear.
Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in. God bless you, Sister Sherry Wright. Hey, Prophet Tom. How are you? Yes, y'all come on in. God bless you. God bless you. Y'all come on. Come on. I feel a stirring in my spirit. Hey. Yeah, baby. Come on in. Come on in. Come on, don't forget to share this, invite somebody. I really feel like the Lord is getting ready to speak to somebody on here today. Hey, okay, we got Ghana, okay, I see Arkansas. Okay, come on, y'all, come on in. The Lord is I'm sorry. Come on in, the Lord is about to speak to you. I feel him strong and heavy.
Strong and heavy. I feel him strong and heavy.
All right, Jamaica.
Everybody.
All right, Kingston, Jamaica. Okay.
Jamaica's in the house.
Okay.
Big up yourself, my friend. Big up yourself. Blah, blah.
Changing the vibe. The vibe completely changed. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
We made it.
That was the whole idea. The whole idea was
we wanted to say good morning.
We had to make sure we cut the song short. Was it no more slapping up? Because we had to say at least say good morning before 12.
That's our promise to you.
That's the idea.
But you get a product and they say that's our promise to you. That's our promise to you.
We're going to start the show.
We're going to start
for 4 afternoon
in the AM.
And so good morning, everybody. Go ahead, like and share the show for those that are listening via FM radio dial. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are in your vehicles and it sounds a bit staticky, I want you to know that help is on the way. Help is definitely literally on the way. It is being our part is being shipped.
Okay.
Yeah. We suffered some transmitter issues for the past month and change. So let your friends know that help and hope is on the way. And we are hoping by some point next week, Glory 93.9 FM will be back to its regularly scheduled, awesome sounding broadcasts.
Wonderful.
And so y'all bear with us for those listening via radio. For those on Facebook and Tune In Radio, y'all straight. How y'all doing this morning? For those on Facebook, you can see us. I am Delton. That is
Vera. Hello.
That is personal.
There. Delton swapped us round, and I feel very confused by it. There you go.
And over there is Vera. So good morning to everybody. Like and share the show. Let them know that good morning tea is on. What is that? Good morning tea?
Delton, I now have to do this so they can see my shirt. That's why I say you shouldn't swap us.
Yikes.
No, don't worry. I got it. I got the space.
So what her shirt says is something that I've said for years.
It is.
Now today is a
I didn't even get it made. I found it in the store.
Someone stole it.
If they had it in men's, I would have got you one.
Today's a good day to have a good day. It definitely is. This is the day that God has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it.
So many reasons to be glad.
So many reasons to praise. All right. So like and share the show. To all of you listening on Glory 93.9 FM page, my personal page, Vera's personal page. Good morning to you.
We have people on the YouTube today.
People on YouTube, not as yet. They coming in.
But I need the link so I can
need the link. It's on Glory's YouTube page. So you gotta go to Glory 93.9 FM YouTube page and share the link from there. Yeah. So all right. So we sharing things. Morning, Ginger. Morning, Shauna.
Good morning,
Jody.
good morning, all. Good morning.
Yeah, a lot of things
Are we
to
allowed
talk
to
about.
say the good morning one, good morning all at 12:02?
No, we got me too late for that. She said earlier.
Slackness.
We ain't had our coffee yet, Jody.
No.
We can smell it though.
No.
We can smell it. It's right there, right around the corner. As Vera that slides out, yeah, she go. I take it off. Let me take the little brand thing off for now. Yeah, so Vera gonna get the coffee for us. It's right outside the door. But thank you all so much for tuning in. We got a lot to talk about. There's a lot that has happened over these past 6-7 days. We try our best not to just join in with the political talk, but it's hard to miss it. Why? Because that's the season that we're in. We're in the season, the political season here in the Bahamas. For those watching in the Bahamas, for those watching not inside the Bahamas, this is our political season. This is the time where we get wild. It's called the silly season for a reason, and silliness is starting to happen. And so it's hard to avoid that topic. And so, but we can talk about plenty things. We got plenty things to talk about. Hey, cuz Keela's here. Late morning from Stephanie, and happy to see your cousin Keela's here all the way from somewhere in South Florida. I can't remember where she is now. Biscayne, Boynton, Fort Lauderdale, one of them. So we in that crazy season now, so it's hard to really avoid it, even though you don't want to talk about it because every other show is talking about it. That's where we are in the Bahamas. So that we're gonna talk a little about it. I wanted to, as you can hear, you're singing in the background instead of bringing the coffee. She's out there having a full concert. We have also lined up. So church people are back out doing crazy and weird things again. So we can talk about that for a little bit. So I got a couple of videos that I got to play for you all that I found over the week that is just being, the church people are back to their normal level of crazy. And so we can talk about that for a little bit. Thank you, Vera. Vera has brought the beverages. So now it's a whole lot better. Jody. So yeah, political season. Remember I told you about the songs I wanted to find?
Yeah.
I couldn't find them.
What do you mean?
I can't find them.
That.
I saw.
I noticed you hadn't said anything to me. I thought you were going to do surprising.
Yeah, no.
I thought you was going to surprise me.
No surprise. Yeah. So we have some songs out there that I wanted to get. But the problem is I couldn't get enough from like all parties, or at least like a good amount from two parties. The progressive liberal party songs, they all over the place. And so I could have played those, but I don't want to be one-sided. I don't want to say that it's a PLP station, because that is being saying a lot. Any show that's on now that's talking bad about the government or mentions anything bad about the government, it's a PLP show. Yeah. And so I don't want it to be a PLP show.
I don't want to do that.
So what else we can talk about? So we got politics.
Apocalypse.
We got the church people doing weird
politics
things.
and the apocalypse. Mighty God.
Vaccines is still a topic. As you can hear the biscuit open in the background. That'd be Vera. It's very loud.
This DGMT. There's no tricks. Y'all know I eating cookies.
Let me just debunk this. There was a rumor going around that the U.S. is going to demand that we be vaccinated to enter their country.
No, to get visa.
Yeah,
to get an immigrant's visa.
And that's
as a tourist, you're straight.
That was the issue right there. That nobody realized that it said IV. We are not IV.
Mm-hmm. Tourist visas and student visas. Tourist visas and student visas, you're straight.
Yeah, so
I say you're straight.
So you can get that without being vaccinated. So
Thank
vaccination.
You, Chris. Thank you very much.
Vaccination is still a thing. People still getting vaccinated. People still around. People get vaccinated. I wanted to copy a post from someone that I saw that did a long post talking about the vaccine evangelist, and I forgot to cut it. But I'm gonna read it for y'all.
It was heavy on my spirit.
Can you remember it? Did you see it to remember?
Off the top of my
head? I don't know who said it. Somebody posted it.
Don't read it, Delton. Post it.
No, I want to read it.
Screenshot it.
I don't want to screenshot it because it's gonna be small. I want people to really get a good grasp of what was said. A good grasp of what was said. So
it was part 1 and part 2, guys.
So
the person who posted that, they really must have been feeling.
They went all the way in, because as y'all know, we talk about this whole vaccination thing, and the persons who are vaccinated feel the need just to lambaste and call out those who aren't vaccinated and tell them how simple we are and simple people.
And I'm learning more and more that it's vice versa too. like vaccinated people who are in maybe a family where the majority of people are not vaccinated are being called ignorant, stupid. Yeah. You have a chip in your body.
You take the mark of the beast. All kind of hullabaloo.
I forget I posted that. Oops, so it wasn't me.
So let me read it. So there it goes. It says, all right, it's about time I get this off my chest. Vaccination evangelists. Yep, y'all. It's time to change your methods. Condescension and belittling, harassing and ranting. These have never been effective persuasive tools. And in the emotional and mental toll of a pandemic, they are far more harmful than good. If you're concerned for your loved ones, and apparently all the strangers you have as friends on social media where you post your sermons is genuine, take time to have conversations. Hear their opinions, thoughts, questions, and see how, from your place of experience and seeming expertise, you can lovingly share your views on why they should take the vaccine. It's very shady. Your empathy just might be the ticket to convincing them. Otherwise, we have had enough of the noise. The bandwagon needs a wheel oiling, aka it's squeaky and it's annoying. Hashtag truth is limited. Hashtag I will delete later. Hashtag don't ask me my business. That was part one.
Until you say my nephew can read.
Oh, listen to me, Annie.
Annie Lee, it's so good to see you on the live today.
And this is someone who didn't read it the first time. This is like my first time reading it in completion. I was very proud of myself. I didn't stumble much at all.
You paced yourself very well.
I didn't even read the second one. So wow. This is my first time reading the second part of this.
Powerful.
Hope there are no big words. Let's see if I shame my aunt. This is part two of the person's dissertation on Facebook. I thought I was back to delete my late post, but part two. The bigger issue here is the divisiveness being caused by something that will and should always be a matter of personal choice. It's not the yardstick of someone's level of intelligence, nor of their sense of duty to humanity. And that believers cannot see the arrogance from both sides behind the incessant posts and arguments as plot of the enemy to divide in an already critical time is worrying. Can we still agree in prayer for the healing of the nation? With that one we lambaste for making a choice different to ours? If not, what are we doing here on these virtual platforms? It's a genuine question. What are we doing? So while I'm here, and the person went on to pray, should we read their prayer? You want to read the prayer? Let's read the person's prayer. Father, I stand in agreement with all those praying for healing, for comfort, for direction, for provision, for hope. I sound the amen. With those that are choosing above and in spite of all else to depend on you. You are the great physician. You are the redeemer of peoples and nations, insert tongues. Heal the land as we turn to you. We refuse to succumb to the plot of confusion, conflict, and fear. We declare peace over this nation. Thank you that you do not slumber in keeping your people, and those you keep are well kept. Faithful Father, do what only you can do in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Ooh. Amen. And comments are like, so let it be done, Lord.
Insert tongues.
That right there was amazing.
The person who posted that, I think the first one they posted was them. The second one, the Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit?
All right. I don't know, but that's what I gleaned. That's what I gleaned.
So that there was a post by our very own one, Vera Wilson. If you are on our Facebook page,
it does come on me, guys.
You can see it.
It does come on me.
And so,
to be honest, more often than it looks like it comes on me, but I don't usually post it.
You don't post it. Just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
all around. That is correct, ma'am. Absolutely correct. So the two-part comments talking about the vaccine, and just say continue to pray and leave people alone. I said this last week, and I would say it again. Just like any other topic that you can pick. If you do research, you're going to find a pro. You're going to find a con.
Facts.
You can find those who are with. You can find those who are against. And you will find information from not just dumb people. You will find doctors who are anti-vaccine. You will find doctors that are pro-vaccine. You will find doctors who have taken the vaccine and say, don't take it. You find doctors who have taken the vaccine and say, hey, go ahead, take it. I have seen interviews from all sides. I have seen interviews from a doctor that was intricate in actually making the patent for the mRNA vaccine. He took the vaccine. And then at the end of the day, he's like, I don't know if we should be doing this the way we are doing this in terms of vaccination in the middle of a pandemic.
Send that to me.
It was actually on Glory 93.9. I said to you, so his concern was based upon the technology that go into vaccines as a whole, not just the mRNA, but those vaccinations that they should usually done further outside of a pandemic rather than in the midst of it, because as you can see now, the different strains develop.
Because now you don't have, later on you would be reacting to something that has evolved and changed, so you can trace.
So you can trace and then
now,
so his thing was,
makes sense. And he said that before the 69th variant of
I saw the Mu the other day. There's the Mu variant.
What?
Mu? Yeah, there's a Mu variant.
That sounds like it's starting in Southeast Asia.
Mu. Mu. So I saw there's another variant, and so there are, like I don't say to say that there are all sides to the story. You just have to trust God. That's the basis of it, and so that's our vaccine talk for today. Oh, trust God, man. Whether you vaccinated, trust
top
God.
And tail.
You going to get the stick? You better trust God. You ain't getting the stick? You better trust God. You, whichever one you going to do or not going to do, at the end of the day,
guys, I had to catch myself. Those cookies were right good. I will say this. So, in my homeroom, we have what we call Topical Thursdays, where we discuss a controversial issue. And I posed the question, because they're mature, they're grade 10. So I said to them, do you think, I said, so imagine, 2 years from now, we're on variant number 73. The pandemic is still raging. We still have to do virtual school.
Yeah.
This back and forth of virtual school is still going on. We still have to social distance. We still have to wear masks. We still have to sanitize, which, to be honest, wouldn't kill us if we kept that up after the panorama.
Pre and post.
But imagine that we're still very much in a similar place to where we are now in 2 years' time. Do you think at that point people should be forced to take the vaccine? And I put it to the students. I was very surprised that they were all very level-headed and very neutral. They were all, the consensus was generally people should still be given a choice. But one girl did say something, and she was talking more that what she thought was going to happen than what she thinks should happen. She was saying, I think people will be forced to take it because it won't be someone holds you down, but the level of restriction, the limits to what your life can be as a result of not getting the vaccine. So she started listing things off, like you won't be able to go to restaurants, you won't be able to go this place, you won't be able to go that place, you won't be able to go to church. I said, oh no, sis, I said to church, I don't think church people are going to have that. I said, no, church people won't take it. Church people won't have. She said, what do you mean? I was like, no, I don't think the church will ever fall in that category of places you cannot go if you're not vaccinated. And she was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
And in my mind, I was like, do I believe that?
I don't think so, man. I wouldn't say that.
I think not.
There was already a post about that already, along those lines.
That when they start listing, like they've already said, you can't dine indoors. You can't do this. You can't do that. But I don't think they could say you can't go to church if you're not vaccinated.
I'm trying to find it right now. As I peruse my
I'm trying to find a good reason why I say that in my mind, but I can't find it right now. Somebody help me out. Because we talk about this thing about the separation of church and state and what it should be. But based on what it is right now, that can't happen, right? I mean, we've been told how long we could be in church for.
I'm trying to find a post right now.
But then at the same time, how long have we been in church for? That's another thing. Chris said I never did like people anyway.
So
Jesus ain't please, Chris. Jesus ain't
Let me post this right here. New protocols beginning Sunday, August 29th. You must be fully vaccinated in order to attend worship in-house. You must bring your vaccination card as proof. When you arrive next week, your temperature will be taken and you will still need to show proof of your vaccination. You must still wear your mask. For those who aren't able to get the vaccine for medical reasons, as well as our children 11 and under, we are asking you to enjoy our online worship experience. Reminders, no hugging, remain at your seat, practice caution, mask, 6 feet, sanitizer, home.
Delton, all my insides just dropped now.
I just wanted to put that out there.
That's a Bahamian church?
No, it's not Bahamian.
That's an American church.
It's an American church.
But that could have been a Bahamian church.
That could have been a Bahamian church.
Very easily.
Because even the pastor of that church, and this is online, this isn't like no secret information. This is from Bishop Paul Morton. Wow. Someone known to the Bahamas, ties and affiliations with Bahamian pastors, changing a generation. This is a church in Atlanta. That in order for you to get in church,
Read it one more time for me,
started on
please.
last Sunday. New protocols beginning Sunday, August 29th. You must be fully vaccinated in order to attend worship service. You must bring your vaccination card as proof when you arrive next week. Your temperature will be taken and you will still need to show proof of your vaccination. You must still wear your mask. For those who aren't able to get the vaccine for medical reasons, as well as our children 11 and under, we are asking you to enjoy our online worship experience. Reminders.
What's the motivation for me to come to church?
No hugging. Remain at your seat.
Thank you very much. What's the motivation for me? Practice caution. What is the motivation for me to come to church? What's the motivation for me to leave my house when I can, and I quote, enjoy the worship experience online?
In the corporate gathering.
It's the corporate gathering, corporate when?
Do you want a corporate?
We can't make a sound corporately because everyone's wearing a mask. We can't communicate or connect corporately because I can't touch you.
Make a sound. It's gonna be muffled.
Okay, because we talk about anyway. I would love to hear from that particular. Already the phone ringing?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say you're hot on today.
Actually,
I was gonna say I would love to hear from that church leader what the motivation is. What is their encouragement for people to actually come to church?
The reason?
Because my pastor would say there is power in the corporate gathering because you are able to release the corporate sound. I would like to know what, in that case, for that congregation, for our brothers and sisters over there, what's the motivation for me to come to church, please? What about this place is worth me?
First of all,
worth the inconvenience.
You're taking it too far.
Because for me to start showing up my vaccine card, I got to line up outside. Because
it'd be like.
Anyway, what would be?
It could be a little bottleneck at the door. Hopefully, it'll be fast. They'll show your card and actually walk past and look at it.
That just hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Saints, if your church did this, how would you feel? What would your stance be? Y'all don't go quiet now. Y'all too like.
I would say I believe for the most part. I think we are heading towards that direction.
Oh no, because when you read it, when I said it, what the girl said, and I was like, no, the church will never get there. And I thought actually. And then you read out, I was like, oh, we're pretty much there already. No, Julie, this is in the States, Bishop Paul Morton's church. But I think it's only a matter of time. 1, 2. And it doesn't even sound that unlikely. It doesn't sound that unlikely.
I didn't really like.
Because workplaces, businesses have given their employees deadlines to get vaccinated by in order for them to be able to come into work, which is far more outrageous because if I don't get vaccinated, you're taking away my means of gainful employment.
Yep.
Church is a choice. Church is your free choice. It's not, well, some would argue it's not an obligation.
No.
So if you don't go because you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your loss.
Yeah. Donnie said the more you read it, more it hurts.
Donnie, I want you to know I have the heavy feeling at the end of the show. I have that now, babe.
Yeah, no, this is where we are. Julianne, Donnie came late. Sorry, I don't know why I didn't get a notification, Julianne, but yeah, we are. There's a suspicion.
Julianne, you should be stationed from 11:30. You know better than that.
I mean, she saw me when I left. You know where I was.
Julianne, nobody but you had a better idea than me as to when the show was gonna start.
Like, man, you saw me leave the house.
The comments are like, we're getting there. Sorry, Cassie saying, I feel we are pretty much there already.
Yeah, no, I can see it happening. I heard a local pastor here last week that was saying that he's happy that most of his church is vaccinated. And I like the way he said it, almost like sort of implies like, I'm hoping more of you can get vaccinated. Or if y'all don't get vaccinated, we can just let the vaccination people come inside. That's the way I felt is leading towards. I don't think it's so far fetched that it's going to be here locally. What's that noise?
And also the fact that more and more people are getting vaccinated because they want to travel, they want ease of life. There's the Pfizer, there's the option of taking Pfizer. So more people are getting vaccinated. That hurts me, but actually, in the grand scheme of things, it's not too unbelievable. It's not too unlikely. And is it outrageous? Is it outrageous? To me, it is. Because my thing is, I feel like, okay, right now on DGMT, we have a bunch of lay people. All of us, we lay people. For those who have commented, none of us run in a church. None of us are responsible for making those decisions for the churches we attend. And so when it comes to our church's standpoint on, you know, the length of service, whether congregants have to be vaccinated, the wearing of this, the things that how the impact of the protocols for the pandemic impact our churches, we leave that to our leaders to decide. Yeah. And then we tend to just go along with it. Whatever they say, or whatever culture is created in our houses of worship. Let's be honest. If we think about the churches that we go to, the Prime Minister announced you're allowed to have 1 hour service. Your pastor, 1 hour 15, 1 hour 30, 1 hour 45. He's still going. You're still sitting there. Yeah. We go along with the culture that is created.
You don't get up and leave me.
Now, if you want to get up and leave, you may get up and leave.
Yeah.
But when it comes to something like this, is there a point where the lay people stand up and say, Pastor, I think this is fair. Like, I want my non-vaccinated brother and sister to be able to make it into the house of the Lord, because apparently we believe that there is a greater worth in coming into the house of the Lord. Or are we late? Because I'm trying to think if that happened in my church. It could never. But I'm trying to think based on my own personal beliefs and convictions. If in a situation like this, the leadership of my church completely disaligns and goes against what I agree, do I say something? Do I comply? Do I leave? Do I rebel? Like, what do you do in a situation like that? I'm intrigued. I mean, I'm intrigued, and I say I'm intrigued, and I say I trying to figure out what I would do. But let's get some of these.
One of the things, and Julianne said it just now. How does vaccination merit? I don't want to capitalize. Stays going. I don't know. Restriction though, because they can still spread and contract the disease. Now there was an incident that happened here locally that was on social media in the whole height of the political season, where somebody was one political party was asked to come on a talk show to talk about their candidate and stuff and so forth, and they asked if the person was vaccinated, and if they weren't vaccinated.
What person? The person who was coming to do the interview?
That they should they needed to show their vaccination or have a test.
Right.
And
that's fair.
The other person's response was, though, why is this going to be done for everybody? Because even though you are vaccinated, you still can have the disease and spread the disease. So why isn't everybody supposed to bring a test? Just because you're vaccinated don't mean you should not bring a test. So the point that they're leaning on towards now is just because someone is vaccinated doesn't mean that they should not get tested.
But my thing is, the vaccination is supposed to not only lessen the effects and impacts of the virus on you, but also to lessen the likelihood of you passing it on to someone else. And if you do pass it on to someone else,
that's back then.
That's not true anymore.
There's the jury is still out. I don't see our resident
because I think this is the one aspect that really confuses me. And let me do more research.
That was said initially. I think with the Delta variant, I don't think that was the case.
Because this is what I don't understand about this scenario and about the whole situation, right? Let's take a church, like you said, there's a church, you took the pastor here that talked about his church that was majority vaccinated, right? Okay. If in a church, there's a church where 80% of the members, congregants are vaccinated, 20% are not. That 20% coming out to service are only a danger to that 20%. Am I wrong to understand that? Because if you say the only reason you should be telling, based on what I understand about the vaccine and the virus, the reasons that you are telling non-vaccinated people to stay at home is because they are in the most danger.
Yeah.
Because while they are in the most danger and they are dangerous in terms of being carriers of the virus, they are not dangerous to the people who are being protected from it by the vaccine.
Or are they?
And if that's not the case, someone needs to clarify for me, what's this all about? Because I'm misunderstanding. Because this whole thing about, well, you're not vaccinated, you can't come. You're doing this to protect me, right? This is for my protection. Because in my non-vaccinationness, I am at the greatest risk. Because if I come to church and I'm not vaccinated and I get it from somebody who's vaccinated, because this can still happen, I am at greater risk. However, if somebody who's vaccinated gets it from me who's not vaccinated, they straight because they have the vaccine.
Yeah.
So this is what I don't get.
They should be straight.
This is what I'm not understanding. So somebody clarify this for me. Because if my church tells me you can't come to church because you're not vaccinated, you need to, I think at this stage, you need to put in the caveat because we are protecting you. And then me and my dangerous, reckless self would be like, Pastor, I know you protected me, but I really want to come into the house of the Lord. I might infect a vaccinated person, but they vaccinated it straight. Because another vaccinated person might infect a vaccinated person. So they straight. I'm the one who's at risk. Yeah. So let me take the risk and come to church because I believe that coming into the presence of God is worth the risk. Because I can't, who are you protecting when you separate vaccinated and non-vaccinated people? Aren't the non-vaccinated people the people at risk?
They're at risk.
And if that's not the case, the science is not making sense to me. So anybody. Because if I'm vaccinated and my non-vaccinated sister's like, I won't come to church with you, sis, I could be mad. Pastor say she have to stay home.
Yeah. She got to church. Like, nope. You can watch online though. Here's the link. Am
I making sense? Because
I can say no
please,
link.
Somebody correct me. If I'm not making sense, somebody correct me.
What was
you go and then I can get to the comments.
What surprised me most about that the post that was made by the pastor was the comments in Instagram. Because usually in liberal America, that's okay. But some people really went after him, and some of the comments. Let me get to the comments that they put on the comments on the post. Some said one of the first comments: too many churches are operating as worldly establishments and not the bride of Christ. Why wait for further persecution of the church? You're doing it yourself. This is sad. So it's almost like you want people to show proof and still wear a mask. I'm just knowing God don't lead his people to live this life.
Hello. Also, in addition to, as well as because when you create the separation between establishments where everybody in a room, everybody in the vicinity is vaccinated, you are painting a picture to me of a world where all of us are vaccinated. That's a microcosm. Yeah. That's a word. That's what when you have a small representation of a bigger picture. This is a microcosm. This church where every worker and every attendee is vaccinated. That's a picture of what we want the Bahamas, or our government wants the Bahamas to be, or Joe Biden wants America to be eventually. Yeah. Isn't the idea that on the backside of that, we are all going to be mask-free, social distance free? Because if you're painting a picture for me that in a situation, a microcosm where everyone's vaccinated, all the same protocols still exist, what are we doing?
Because you're hoping that will bring the herd immunity that's being talked about, especially for the Bahamas, that herd immunity number of, I can't remember what the number was, some percentage.
So they're wearing masks and staying socially distanced for the benefit of the non-vaccinated people that they're going to encounter when they're outside?
I mean, it can be.
You all need to send the non-vaccinated people to the wolves then. They done made their choice.
Send to the wolves. They chose violence.
Because they done choose violence.
They choose violence.
They done choose violence. And I want you to know, y'all ain't going to leave DGMT knowing whether I'm vaccinated or non-vaccinated. Because it's not making sense to me. Like,
oh, no, it's not.
Aside from, I just can't comprehend if in a situation you are protecting the non-vaccinated people, they are at risk. If they and they risque self won't come to church, the vaccinated people be like, oh, well, thank God I've got the vaccine. And I've encountered this walking, talking virus carrier. Let me read these comments. Jody said that's a scary thought, but if we are already divided, what's to stop that from being put into place? Division is ungodly. Point blank, period.
Yep.
I mean, division within the body is ungodly. We understand that we must be separate from the world. Of course, very good. But among ourselves, oh, Jesus, what is this? Anyway, well, what a time. I would say, Pastor, just keep everyone online.
Yeah.
Tell the church. I would prefer, my pastor said to me, we are keeping the corporate gathering closed because y'all non-vaccinated people don't want to get vaccinated. Till every last one of you is vaccinated, church staying closed. That way, we're all united in our suffering. That's how I feel. I prefer pastor say that. Casprantina says, whoa, Donnie say, what a time. The more you read, the more it hurts. Points. Donnie said this is suspicious, trying to prevent us from hearing a good word. Well, he's not preventing you because they provided an online platform. Now, if they turn around and say, and our online provision will now come to an end, then you'd be like, Pastor, being petty.
Yeah.
You're keeping the people from the good word of God. So I wouldn't agree that he's keeping them from the word. There is still a way that they can get the word.
They get
And
the word.
I still don't understand from Pastor what the benefit of me coming to church is anyhow. The fact that he's happy for me to stay at home. And in fact, he's instructing me to stay at home.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's because he cares about my own safety.
Or your children.
But anyway.
You get your children though. Under 11, let them say, they got get vaccinated anyway.
I feel we are pretty much there already, says Cassie. We already got that comment. Good morning, Colin joined us. Morning. Cassie gave us the morning after the comment. It's okay. We just jump right in. Chris say he's trying to figure it out also. I think Stephanie said I am correct in terms of how congregants kind of just go with the decision their leader makes.
Yeah.
And my question is, at what point do we stand up and say, this decision doesn't align with my personal belief?
Yeah.
Now, this isn't necessarily a matter of doctrine, of Bible, of theology, but it is a matter of practice. It is a matter of how I apply those principles to my everyday life. But, it's up to everyone. Julianne says the odds are still there. The only difference is y'all won't need hospitalization. So if you're straight, why are we segregating people? The people who ain't straight. Julianne, that's what I'm saying. I don't hear from Pastor's tone that he's keeping me home to protect me.
No.
I hear from Pastor's tone that you ain't do what you're supposed to do, so you can't come. Right Honorable Moss, good morning to you. He said, that's those F&M's disobedience. Sir, you got to come with facts on this show. Because I am neither an F&M or PLP, and I'm just about a Bahamian, and I want you to know.
Just about.
I ain't been to a 1-hour service yet.
No.
But that's my personal business. Right Honorable Moss, you sound like you like 1-hour church. Want to be in, want to be out. That's okay. It's up to you. Donnie say, this is my thing. In relation to the jobs, the unvaccinated who are tested weekly are the safest to be around. Or the people who have had it and have antibodies. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. I was just speaking to a colleague who was telling me how, was it a friend? No. So she hasn't had it, technically. But her husband had to get tested, or he had to go and get a checkup, some kind of checkup for something. And the doctor said to him, have you had COVID? He was like, no. The doctor's like, well, you've had antibodies. You've got antibodies for COVID-19.
You probably
now, so you probably had it. Your wife's had it, likely.
Yeah.
It's passed around. It's a whole lot of unspoken shadiness. Anyway, if you've got antibodies, let me know. Food come right by me. If you've been vaccinated, I don't know if you still have it. So, and if you're non-vaccinated, well, I could need proof of your antibody certificate or a negative test that you took today. Thank you. Chris says, according to my mother, the church has bowed to the Babylonian system from day one. It's too late for them to stand now. They, the church, are in partnership with the system.
Yeah.
Mom?
No,
it's a word.
Babylonian.
The Babylonian system.
Babylon.
And you know what? Chris, you're raising a good point. If Bishop Morton is being consistent, Miss Antoinette, sorry, that's your point. Credit in the wrong person. I feel like and I'm using Bishop Paul Morton, one, because that's the example we have in the show. Two, it's been posted publicly
on
in media,
Instagram.
so it's not like, it's not like it's a hidden fact.
Yeah.
If this is consistent with the party line he has adopted from the beginning of the coronavirus, can't say nothing. Church members shouldn't be surprised. My pastor says and does things in this stage of the pandemic that does not surprise me. He's maintained his party line.
Based upon the comments, like I said, the commenters, if y'all can go on this Instagram page and see, which I'm sure some of you already have done. The comments, you gotta search really, really hard to find a amen. There's no amen. My
thing is, however, them commenters are not his members.
We never know.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
Cause I thought if that's the case, your members will be up in there, like help backing the pastor.
Not true that.
Especially in that culture, you don't come from a man of God because we clap back over here.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Ain't much to clap in the back.
I see what you're saying.
There's not much clap in the back. Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
So I don't know. I believe some of these persons. People's
Might
like,
be his members.
imagine Jesus asking for the leper's card before he.
Oh,
Like,
that is such a good comparison.
People were in here, like they were in the comments going hard for this post.
Imagine Jesus saying, "I need to see
I need to
your
see
eye
it.
have been healed of
Your
leprosy
leper
card."
before I let you in the temple, or not praying for somebody. Like they went in. So I think this right here, this although it's already happened, I am praying that doesn't happen more, because there seems to be the people still have some level of, hold on now, because I was getting afraid that this whole idea of what the culture is saying about COVID and the protocols was getting into the church. So I was happy to see that at least this right here,
there are church people who are still like,
all right, hold on now, we'll okay with the virtual, like you want to do virtual, fine, but don't now try implement these
and you know
societal laws now in the house of God.
And I think, because the advocate in me that comes to DGMT every Saturday morning wants to say that I believe that men and women of God who are making these kinds of decisions are doing so because they believe it is in the interest of the protection of their people. That is to say,
Wisdom.
You don't want it to be said of your people and your church that they a bunch of corona spreaders. This person died as a result of COVID. This person died as a result of COVID, and they caught it in the church. That was the most likely place they got it. Whatever. But it does go right back to what that commenter said. While you're protecting your people, or presumably protecting your people, is there a balance to bringing them to the level of faith where they are welcoming? Because I assume you, pastor, ain't scared of the lepers.
No.
You're protecting your people because you don't know how they feel, but you can't be scared of them.
You know the level of faith.
You can't be scared of the lepers. So you happy to go to the leper's house. I'm going to assume that.
Hopefully.
The lepers can't come to church. And I'm going to stick with this lepers thing because I think it's powerful.
Yeah.
The lepers can't come to the temple. But I believe you would go to the leper's house.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the babes in Christ, the sake of the sheep them, you ain't letting no lepers come among your sheep, rubbing up your sheep wool and thing like that.
Yeah.
But are you teaching the sheep? Are you bringing the sheep to a place of faith where they can say, and I used to disagree that, you know, the whole mask wearing, socially distancing, going to church is not a matter of faith. I'm starting more and more to believe that it is. That faith does come into it, because my brain is bursting. My brain is discombobulated.
This is usually at the end of the show. The show ain't even started, to be honest.
And Delton, and that thing you read, we didn't even have that on the docket. We didn't even have that on the docket. Bro.
That was nowhere there.
That's slackness. You saw that.
In my
you
arsenal.
sent that to me.
I sent it to you too.
You sent that to me.
I sent you this now. No, because we weren't talking about it. So the fact that you brought that up,
it's only because I brought up what my children said, and my children don't go to church.
They don't even go to church.
They don't even go to church.
Let's get to the comments. Let's catch up. Stephanie to the 80-year facts. As Ali spoke, everyone should be tested then, if that's the case.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it. That's not the case. To be vaccinated means to be immune. How are they immune if they can still get COVID? We talked about that last week, that whole defining the terms of immunization and vaccination.
This vaccination only brings immunity when you get the herd to be immune. The individual can't be immune.
But I mean, even that, because it's still getting new strands, it's still developing.
Okay.
It's still.
I have questions for medical professionals, if professionals on the lab,
practitioners,
and if practitioners, professionals, those who are knowledgeable about it. If you know someone, ask them. This is what I want to understand. If I am non-vaccinated and I catch COVID from a vaccinated person, am I less likely to have an adverse reaction or an adverse episode of COVID-19 because I caught it from a vaccinated person?
I don't want to talk down to anybody or say that I'm smarter than anybody. From what I heard from doctors, there seems to be a general consensus. It shouldn't be that bad.
Shouldn't be.
I have yet to hear. I don't think there's anybody, and I heard a doctor say that they can't give you a definite to say this won't happen. We're still in the middle of the pandemic, so I can say no, man, and then you get like, all right then. So let's cross one off this. So actually, you could.
So you should right now is about 60%.
Yeah, give or take.
Because that's what I want to understand. I want to understand. Yes, we understand. I think we can agree that generally, not in every case, there has been the anomaly, there's been the exception. But generally, if you are vaccinated, you should not should not. You should not suffer a severe case
There's
of the
could,
coronavirus.
there should, there shall. There's no shall.
You should not.
There's no shall going around.
You should not. Shall can't be shall because we've got exceptions to the rule already. So you should not suffer. Your chances of suffering a severe case of coronavirus are reduced. I think we can genuinely accept that, even based on the statistical information. I'm an English teacher, so you know. I think we understand that in terms of what message is being put out there. That's why they're pushing people to get vaccinated, so you don't become a burden on the hospital. Don't come here with just a severe case of coronavirus, putting pressure on the hospital that done already full, don't have no beds. That's why we're getting these posters and these the campaigns where you see the amount of people in the hospital that are not vaccinated and the amount of people in the hospital that are fully vaccinated and the amount of people in the hospital are partially vaccinated. The idea is vaccinate and you won't suffer a severe case of the coronavirus. But to me, in the Bahamas, why is that a big deal? Hospitals stay empty and you don't die.
The terminology to me is still a bit iffy too, because that whole idea of fully vaccinated there's still something to be desired about that, because they're now talking about boosters, and if I need a booster, then I'm not fully. There needs to be some more to be done before I am fully.
No, Delton. You are fully. You just got a boost. No. To boost, it would be boost you back to full. So you're fully vaccinated for a period of time. I think everyone's currently fully vaccinated.
Anyway, more comments. Mass testing should have happened from day one. Donnie's like a BLB. Because persons who are taking the jab, are they negative before getting it? Some info would be helpful, please. That's the thing, information. Chris Wallward, I've heard people say that immunization and vaccination is different. Don't know how true it is. Yeah, vaccination should bring about immunization. I think that's the way it goes, if I remember correctly from last week. I did the study, but I didn't redo it to remember it. Drop the mic was said by Julianne. Stephanie, this is from Chris. And immunization is the inputting of a vaccine into your system. That's what makes us immunized or vaccinated.
But then Chris is using these words interchangeably.
Yeah, interchangeable. Anyway, like I said, like they say, do your research.
Oh, David, Delton, we got some heavy hitting comments.
Yeah, I see coming out. That's why I wanted to get down there.
I see scientists on the live. I see men of God on the live.
Yeah, come on in.
It's getting juicy.
Daphne Rhodes says the love affair that the church has with the world has been undeniably exposed in this hour. We finally get a literal opportunity to come eat out from amongst them and be separate. And our church leaders immediately say, no way. We are using wisdom and sticking with the world. Really? He puts his hands up like, really?
Ambassador God Devon, a very pleasant good afternoon to you. I want to put it to you that in a case where a church has a breakout of COVID-19, as in several members get the virus, and there are some people who are even seriously ill as a result of the virus that has been spread, possibly in church. Can't confirm it, but the fact that a number of the people from our fold and our congregation have it, and some are seriously ill as a result of it. Is it not wisdom to close down the church? Because I feel like it's too risky to now want to come ye out from among them and be separate when your church doesn't necessarily have an environment that allows that kind of freedom and liberty. We're sticking with the world because we've always stuck with the world. We're sticking with the world because we always did. Yep. So now I cannot guarantee, and I cannot build my members to the point of faith where they believe I'm going to go to church. If I have this virus, I'm going to go to church and I'm going to be healed. Oh, yeah. And when I go to church and I don't have the virus, I'm not going to leave church and be sick. They don't have that belief system of faith. So I think it would be irresponsible for some churches to then be like, we going away from the world. No, bro. You got to build up to that. That don't come overnight.
Yeah, you don't got to vicariously like, hey, okay. What y'all doing? Y'all doing faith?
Over there?
Faith? All right. We doing faith do that. Like, no, bro. Hey, don't come in that.
And likewise, similarly, if an individual doesn't necessarily have that belief system, or that level of faith, and I think using faith feels controversial, and people feel like if you say faith, you're attacking them for watching virtually, or attacking them for getting vaccinated. No. That's not what I'm doing. What do we say here all the time? that which is done outside of faith is sin.
Sin.
So don't mind me. You do what you gotta do so you don't sin. But my thing I agree. Ambassador Devon, I don't disagree. But the advocate on DGMT has to put to you the other side. This is not even the other side of the argument. This is the part in the middle. The other side of the argument is what the rest of people say. Like, no, y'all church people, y'all rebels.
You're reckless.
Y'all reckless.
Loose and
Loose.
wild.
Anyway,
you fear faith.
I get a lot of agreement on DGMT today, guys. I
Traffic
feel a lot.
Cargill says
The scientist is reach.
The scientist to be vaccinated is not to be immune.
But then to be immunized is to be immune. Hello, hi, clarify for us.
See,
Because the question we don't understand, what we don't get, what we're not clear on is immunization and vaccination. Are they interchangeable? We know to be vaccinated is not to be immune because people who are vaccinated are not immune from COVID-19. So we know that. But are those two words interchangeable? And so immunization doesn't really mean it being immunized, or are those two things different?
So in other words, don't get vaccinated.
No, that's not what we are saying.
Continue to have faith and wild out respectfully. Yeah, wild out respectfully. So wild out with your mask and sanitizer. So Trevor said it's hard to tell, to be honest. It does vary from person to person.
I think that's a comment in response to my question about if it passes on from a vaccinated to a non-vaccinated person, are they going to suffer a less severe episode? But okay.
Jody says, I don't think there's a definite answer, as there are non-vaccinated asymptomatic persons as well.
Okay, so scientists and medical people, y'all are here. Please don't go off the live. Stay on the live. I need someone to answer the question I asked earlier. In situations where we are separating vaccinated and non-vaccinated people, isn't it for the benefit of the non-vaccinated people, as in for their safety? Or do they carry a greater risk to vaccinated persons? That's what I'm trying to understand, because that's what I don't get yet.
Chris goes back to something. Chris says, how can the pastors now say that God is their refuge or preach it when they are teaching fair and not faith?
But mind you, Chris, raw word rule. Miss Advocate DGMT say, I don't have to be teaching fear for me to tell you that there is a virus going around killing people. That's just a fact. That's not fear, that's a fact. So are we saying that simultaneously telling people to stay home because they're not vaccinated, or keeping vaccinated and non-vaccinated, is at the same time preaching fear, teaching fear? I don't know if they are.
From the church
standpoint, because that's what we hear. We're Glory 93.9.
Yeah.
This ain't Joyride 93.9. This is Glory 93.9. Because that was the first. I thought Joy, but Joy is a good thing. So I thought Joyride, which
but they have a Joyride too
thing
on their show. So
no, Joyride is not a good thing though.
No, they
put a positive spin on Joyride. Okay.
Anyway,
this isn't Gangster 93.9. This is Glory 93.9. We got to talk church business. Gangster.
So he says that can happen, Vera, because it seems like no one catches it from vaccinated people. Persons probably touched the same peas can in the store and got it from there. If they didn't get it, you don't come and see how got some. I see.
The scientists come and back us and say, correct. Should not.
Yeah, you clicking things. I see
you click. You do click it.
No, you click my eyes. I click no more.
Should not. And I do you know what? I have no problem with the should not. We don't know for sure.
Yeah.
There's always exceptions to the rule. There are always anomalies in science.
But
should not is fair.
To the vaccinated evangelists, they don't present this argument that there is,
because they're only vaccinated. They are not qualified to discuss vaccines.
Hence the post we read earlier.
From
a very learned person.
Vaccination, okay. Vaccination only truly works if everyone does it. If everyone does not do it, I'm inclined to believe, based on my understanding, that is what contributes to increased variants. And this explains the pressure. Because I think subconsciously vaccinated persons are aware of the fact that while I've taken this risk to vaccinate myself, I continue to be at risk because there are people who have not vaccinated themselves. I think that's why the vaccination evangelists are so mad on social media.
But I believe
that's why they come in for us like that. Because secretly they know this ain't even working on me if you don't go and get vaccinated too.
But I think even if it's explained the way Mr. Cargill just explained it, I think the words that
sure just came to my mind before you finished that off. You know, William Murphy, he always says on his album, "Come on, praise him. It only works when we all do it."
and to me, like, no, but that the line that he used, that I don't think we are hearing is that if everyone does not get vaccinated, this is
Doesn't
what
work.
contributes to the different variants that are coming around. So let's just get vaccinated so we can just kill this idea of what COVID is right here. Let's kill this one. This is very now we know now. If everybody get vaccinated, it ain't gonna be no more. Hopefully. It shouldn't be no more. It shouldn't be no more variants if we all get vaccinated. But that actual idea, we have not heard that. It's my first time hearing that. Maureen Forbes says, I am fully vaccinated, but not taking no booster. So, Maureen, you're going to be fully no more.
I wonder if they...
By next month, you're going to be full no more.
Now, mind you, they're going to have to give it... When the boosters when the boosters start to circulate, my bad, sorry. When the boosters start to circulate, they're going to have to give some kind of timeline. So if you got your vaccine in February 2021, you're going to need your booster in February 2022. That's going to start happening?
Probably. Or if not sooner, like 6 months. Hey, we're looking for Mary. Mary
was looking for you, man.
He's looking for our DGMT medical correspondent. I am past the debate. I have seen too many dead people. It's very government, straight from the hospital facts. I work in the hospital. People dying.
And that's the end all and be all.
Like people dead. Like debate, all you want. People dead. People dead. What I know, people dead. Jody said, I think it's dependent on exposure, viral loads, individual immune system, etc.
Ain't no one told me yet. When Pastor tell me stay home because I'm not vaccinated, is he trying to protect me or is he trying to protect everybody else?
This pandemic had me see a lot of things. Fear is real when it's shouted daily. Selfishness and segregation definitely shown daily.
Listen, that whole thing about fear being real, the first show we had, the first comeback show we had, I told you about my experience with COVID-19. God was really faithful. But there were some days where a feeling of discomfort in my chest had me imagining all kinds of things.
In the hospital on a ventilator.
Oh my goodness.
In the hospital.
I thought I wasn't even going to make it to the hospital eventually. And I would be like, am I in pain or is my thought exacerbating the pain? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fear is real.
No, fear, the whole tactic
and I feel
fear,
like to an extent, it almost feels unavoidable. Because it's easy to shout faith, faith, faith when you don't have it. When it's not on you.
The other day, about two weeks ago, we were just I picked up daughters from summer school. Teacher explained to me that they made some homemade pizza, had a little something. Obviously didn't agree with him. He threw up a little bit. I was like, fine. Got home that day, cool. Like around about an hour or so, like 4:30. He was out there playing, and then he came in the room like all tired and sleepy. He's like, feel good, touch him, fever,
boiling. Oh goodness,
high fever. A part of me was like, yeah. He had a little throw up incident. He can be all right. Then there's a little thing in the back here. It's like, oh shucks, fever. These dirty children bring COVID to my house. It was like a part. So in my mind, there's like, and then so immediately I had now to go to the Word of God and I grab him and me and pray together because I had to kill that fear with faith. That's what we make kill that fear. I have to kill that fear.
But it's faith. How automatically the fear comes to you. It's the point I'm making.
Listen to me. It was like, let me think about COVID.
And if you don't have,
you have COVID. What?
If you don't,
it's like what? Like, bro, like,
COVID, receiving COVID. Transmission, automatic transmission. And if you don't have faith stored up, for the storm, if you don't have faith in your back pocket, that fear will overwhelm you.
I was like, oh boy, this boy, shucks, you get COVID. Julie, take David. Y'all go in the room, lock the door. It's like, I know you had it before. I have antibodies. I'll be straight. Lock me in the room with him. We go next time. We can quarantine.
Now, I said this on the first show, and I said I wasn't sure if it was a good or a bad thing. Because in the UK, the culture that exists there is, in a situation like that, you would have had a home kit to test status with. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
For some of us, that's a bad thing. We'll be testing every day.
But then the bottom line is, if you test every day, you'll know every day.
But for us, we eat something had a little heartburn. Oh, Jesus.
And 7 in the pack.
With a test.
7 in the pack, and it's free.
Oh yeah, that go on the first week.
Go on to my sister's house. A corner stack up to the ceiling.
Just the test.
Just test.
Yeah, for us, we eat something. We eat something a little funny. Oh, Jesus, better test. Let me get the test.
But then you get reassured. But then I guess you think about the fact that reassurance will then rest in a test and not necessarily like you never need to exercise faith then because you will always confirm or disprove your fear with a test.
It ain't COVID today.
By the end of the day, you want to know you don't have it. So it's a lot of things. Let's get some of these comments because the paragraphs them coming in.
We are now at Marsha's. Comment Marsha Rudolph. Hey Marsha.
Marsha.
Of course, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
I just called her name the other day.
In fact, we just called Marsha's name. Was it yesterday? Not yesterday.
Marsha,
it was Thursday.
Called.
It's in the wind.
And it's being called.
In fact, you may not have adverse COVID effects.
Marsha say may. We say should, ma'am.
You may.
A little bit more.
But you should be aware of the other long-term effects that the FDA and CDC are aware of. Even the commercials for the flu vax list its side effects. My issue is that we're not making fully informed decisions.
I mean, definitely don't make your decision based on what you see on Facebook. Now, I did want to know this. I did want to throw this out to DGMTs and find out. And I'm throwing out more questions when we have more comments to come. It's a lot of things going on. The FDA finally approved the Pfizer vaccine and said this one it's got the stamp, it's got the certificate. So a lot of people are like, y'all taking these y'all don't know what in these things ain't FDA approved. Like your vitamins ain't FDA approved, your bush medicine isn't FDA approved, but you taking it anyway. Okay.
So now we have
Pfizer officially Pfizer. It's finally approved.
Yeah.
Question for the vaccinated and non-vaccinated. For the vaccinated, are you feeling strengthened, more secure in your decision as a result of this?
If you took Pfizer.
If you took a vaccine, because I assume the science isn't too far removed from one another. I feel like it's a matter of time. Do you not feel like it's a matter of time before they approve the rest?
I think, the FDA is probably going to be a little while because that is America, and I think AstraZeneca is UK based.
It is the UK.
So I think that's going to take a while for the FDA.
But I want to say, vaccinated people, are you feeling a bit like, yeah, good. And non-vaccinated people, are you feeling a bit like, okay, I'm more inclined to take the vaccine now because I feel there's some more certainty.
I have friends who took it after the FDA made the approval. They were like, okay, now that it's approved, it's no more that emergency use drug.
Right.
It's now officially a vaccine that went and take it. And I was like, it cost me be my dumb self. I was like, I know the batch we had is before the approval or after the approval. I was like, I'm not sure if the batch that we have was just the pre-approved.
But they didn't approve a particular batch. They approved a particular patent. Viewers, I'm sorry for Delton. I'm sorry.
I was like,
as his co-host, I apologize.
The batch we get over here, that was an approved batch.
I apologize. Nigel Lewis, good morning. He's saying he's trying to catch up, but he's so lost. In a nutshell, because we've had some people join us in the meantime, between time. Listen, tell your people come on the live. Share it. Long story short, I mentioned that my students were they were not hypothesizing, not prophesying. There's a word that's not coming to me.
Right.
But they were postulating that in the future, the level of restriction will increase to the point where we will almost feel forced to take the vaccine. Like those who are not yet vaccinated will feel forced to take the vaccine. And one girl giving examples of a list of places where being vaccinated will be required, will be an entry requirement. Mm-hmm. She listed the church. And me, with my funny self, I did say it jokingly. I said, oh, no, church people ain't gonna stand for that. And then I stopped and I was like, oh, actually, I don't know, actually. And then in saying this, Delton gave an example of a church in the United States that has posted on social media the fact that being vaccinated and being able to prove that with a vaccination card is now a requirement for in-person worship. If you are not vaccinated for whatever reason, now they did say for medical reasons, which is presumptuous. I didn't get to that.
Because I think there are some people who
No. You said if you are not vaccinated for medical reasons, presumptuous, because it disregards anybody else who's just not vaccinated for.
No. Y'all who that's saying sure. Y'all definitely.
And I noticed that. No. But anyway, let me not digress.
Because that, then you stay home.
So basically, people who are not vaccinated are not permitted to attend in-person worship and should continue to enjoy the online worship experience. And we opened up the conversation as to, we talked about in terms of the church and its position and what these kind of statements or standpoints do for faith and promoting fear if indeed people, we were hearing everyone's opinion in that. And then it opened up the conversation to the separation of vaccinated and non-vaccination is in the protection of who. I'm very much with Miss Mary. I'm very much with Miss Mary in that I'm over the debating of
I don't debate with anybody.
Should you or should you not? I say everybody mind your business in all shapes and forms. Means don't be nasty. Don't go around people when you have symptoms.
Any guy.
You understand what I mean? Conduct yourself regardless of what you've chosen to do. Conduct yourself in decency and in order. Mm-hmm. So I am fully in agreement that I'm not debating with anybody whether you should. I think we're all, well, no, let me not say we're all getting to a point. No. I think we're growing to a point where everyone's just appreciating other people's choice. I'd like to believe that's where we're getting to. My problem is I'm not sure this separation between the vaccinated and the non-vaccinated. Who is being protected? It is for whose benefit? That's what I'm trying to understand. I'm not saying that ironically. I'm not saying that sarcastically, rhetorically. I want to know because I don't quite understand.
Let's get some more comments as we leave a question hanging again. Just saying, music in my ear is still blasting and partying at these certain offices from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. Hey, I mean, it's the season. This the season to be jolly.
Oh, Donnie's taking us right into our next topic.
I think the biggest issue is that public health education is lacking. True. Maureen says, I'm fully vaccinated but still wear a mask. But they say we can still get it from people not vaccinated. So but you can't get it from someone that's vaccinated, Maureen.
But then you can get it from people that are vaccinated too. But the point is you're vaccinated, so you should be good. You should wear your mask because you don't want to pass it on to someone who's not vaccinated.
I thought the vaccinated people was like their affairs that I don't want to pass it on to somebody.
Yeah, you're wearing a mask not to get it. You're wearing a mask not to pass it on because if you get it, you good.
But then if you get it, probably you're still not good because there are people. I mean, anyway, we ain't getting that. But audience says there are boosters for other vaccines. The booster shot is not new. Of course not. Boosters. Well, I got a booster shot in years. And last year, a booster.
What's a booster?
I don't know. Something to give you a little oomph. So,
Jody, which vaccines need boosters? Which ones need boosters?
I know.
The ones you get when baby, you don't need a booster for them. You need a booster for them?
I think like around 2. I think there's around a different age.
Like when you were a baby? Yeah. I mean, like in my adult life, I've not received any boosters.
Like I said,
the only adult life
I did music K to 12.
I think I got a meningitis jab at one point. Oh. It became a thing though. It was like there was a push for giving children in upper primary school the meningitis jab. I remember that because one girl fainted and hit her head because she can't do needles. Oh, I also recall
because of the jab. Because before the jab,
I've taken malaria and yellow fever for traveling to Ghana, okay, which I think I would need to take again because it's been more than 10 years since. Yes, it's been more than 10 years. So I think one is 10, one is 15 when you'd need to do another one.
Okay. All right. So Shante Bastian. Welcome, Shante. Shante, is this your first time listening to Shante?
No, man.
You been here before?
I think so.
Commencing?
I'm sure.
I know. Anyway, Shante say fair is almost a natural reaction for real. It definitely is. Natural. Delton and Vera,
I think it's heightened it's heightened and accelerated because of what you hear every day.
Yeah. Constantly hearing that.
My fear of flu is 0 to none. Because I don't constantly hear.
First of all, what is the flu? There's no more flu anymore.
But then flu kills people.
You don't have a flu no more, though.
That's my point.
Like flu.
My fear of cancer increased in the last few years where it seemed like there were cases everywhere. And you hear 1 in 3 people, 1 in 3 people, 1 in 3 people, 1 in 3 people.
1, 2.
And then they tell you. Regularly check for bumps. Regularly check for bumps. Regularly check for bumps. Regularly checks for bumps. So the more you hear
detection
something,
is best. Early detection.
The more you hear something.
Yeah. Okay. These filters in your mind that automatically kick in once you feel something. That's true. Fear. The fear is real. Just get the eucalyptus oil right away, buddy. Get the eucalyptus oil.
Or the concoction. I promised y'all I was going to get the recipe from Agatha. I slacking.
I agree.
I apologize.
She takes Zion's temperature every day. Every day. Yeah, I don't think
I think schools are telling parents to do that though before you bring your child to school. Take the temperature.
And the school does it themselves. Like I know where Dallas was a summer school. Like so before he walks in, before he enters, they check it and he goes and washes.
I take it as a personal insult when a security guard takes my temperature but doesn't take my temperature. Like you just put it to me and then move it. I feel insulted. It's like I know and you know I know. You didn't just take my temperature. What are we doing here?
It's fast. It's fast, man. It's quick, man.
There was no beeping.
There's no beep?
No.
He didn't beep off.
He wasn't even he just put it to my hand, didn't realize it was turning that way. So fast. He didn't even realize.
He didn't turn it towards you?
He didn't even realize.
I mean, like, I ain't gonna lie. I have no when COVID first came around, like there was like a little fear factor of like those machines. I have none whatsoever.
Fear factor of the machine.
Like you guys. Oh, I hope I ain't hot. I hope I ain't hot. I hope I ain't hot.
Listen, I told you about that time. I told you about the time I was hot. I told you. Girl, let me tell you that story again.
So I sit in the car for a while with AC.
So this was in Tina, not Gigi.
Yeah.
This was back in the day, Tina. Nah, Tina was a hot box, buddy.
That's the car.
Tina was a hot box.
Car with AC.
97. It did have AC. People would say she don't have AC. She had AC.
Not towards that.
Towards the end. That was because she was on her way out. But she rode 3 years strong with AC. All she needed was a gassing up here and there. I pulled up to an establishment. Sis took my temperature. I was too hot. Sis say, let me try again. Stick your head out the window. Did that. I was too hot. I live around the corner from the establishment. I said, sis, I got my back. Gone home. Nope, I wasn't playing. While I was speaking in tongues, I gone to get the ice from the freezer. I put that on my head. Took some paracetamol. Gave it an hour. I gone back, still praying in tongues. But I want you to know that my heart was beating.
Racing.
I was thinking of all of the implications of me having because I thought, what's she gonna do? Is she gonna report my name to somebody?
That's the next thing. Like if you get
because it wasn't like a store, it was a place where I am known.
Yeah.
So she had my name. Was she gonna tell somebody? Are they expecting me to just be by myself in the house for 10 days because she took my temperature and it was high? Like, what am I supposed to do? And I think this was early when testing wasn't being promoted as much.
No.
Just get tested. If you have a symptom, just get tested. By the way, child, it was the car. Tina was too hot because she did it again. She's like, come out the car and let me see. I came out the car, stood under the bush. She took it again. She's like, it was your car. Your car's too hot. The relief.
Yeah, I don't think I would want those test kits just chilling around, having to screen for symptoms for 2 weeks, kind of sort of brought on a little hypochondria.
Yeah, that ain't for everybody. But then, Jody, I also think it's the culture. The culture there is very, just test. But my thing is, 10 days. 10 days is a lot of
they say, no, just curious, you can catch it from an asymptomatic vaccinated person.
No one's been able to confirm that.
You should.
No, I don't even think
I don't think
no one said they should on that one.
That one is once they have it. They can pass it along, I think. But the vaccine formula changed with the FDA approval.
Don't mind Delton, Jody.
Well, I know. I ain't just saying.
He knows.
We had a first batch.
He knows better.
I don't trust nobody giving us free things in the first place. That's the first thing.
It's free everywhere in the world, babe.
No.
The vaccination.
We can order our own first. Let us order.
The people making money from testing. Don't mind that they're giving you the vaccination free. Everything every cost is being paid by the amount of tests you have to take.
A friend called me this week and said he took it and he don't know why, and he regretted because of what he did because of fear and pressure.
And that's definitely not why you want. And I think for me, that's what slowed down my decision. What slowed down my decision was the impulses were too many. And I couldn't make a decision soberly, a decision to remain unvaccinated, to get vaccinated. So that slowed down my decision.
So that says tetanus, chicken. I had a tetanus shot before. Tetanus, chicken pox, the flu vaccine is yearly.
Chicken pox is yearly.
I just mean the flu vaccine is yearly. But the tetanus and chicken
Jody,
pox.
that's a poor use of punctuation.
I think tetanus and chicken pox
She say tetanus, chicken pox, the flu vaccine is yearly. Those commas, the placing of those commas.
Tetanus and chicken pox require a booster.
Oh.
I think. And the flu vaccine is a yearly shot. That comes
takes one to know one then. So I didn't know what I mean.
I assume, I don't know. They are, a lot of them are 10 years apart, what she said. I got 3 vaccines for hepatitis B. Yeah. Julia, I see the battery being dead. I remember. Delton, watch your mouth. I don't know about either. But anyway, this was not a part of our show today.
She said it was really a poor use of punctuation. Yeah. And I wouldn't come for you, Jody, because if there's anybody who could send me something and I know I don't got to do nothing to it, it's Jody. You confused me there, but I'm with you now.
So anyway, let's get on to the show.
Delton, show over, guys. Anyway, it's been great. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is
not what we came in to talk about at all.
And I done say to Delton, I was like, Delton, we don't have much on the docket today, so let's try to stick to an hour and a half.
I was talking about
This in Betsy. You better watch your mouth.
And she did
She
well.
served faithfully. I think Betsy give you ride one time and all.
Oh yeah, twice, two times. Even from Prince Charles, from before I moved Betsy's around. Julia was talking about her body, the body being there, and them come up with the guns. They just do it for fun.
Woo! I love it.
There are places that I go into, like some business establishments. Sometimes security guys be like, "Come in," like they have a gun in their hand. And
now this is for the medical profession and the scientists and the people who've been staying up to date with the kind of evolution of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Early on, there was a strong belief that fever was a clear initial symptom of you having it. Hence, that's why we were taking the temperatures. Is it still believed to be as clear an indicator? Like,
I think it is. I think it's still one of those key symptoms on the key alerts: fever, loss of taste.
Okay,
but it keeps on being added to.
But then I feel like
the list keep on is continuously
these thermometers. I don't never see anybody getting sent home from the store because they.
And that's my thing. My thing is, if my temperature is high, then what do you do? Is there a responsibility as a store to call the Ministry of Health and be like, put this person down
because I have fever, stop it.
Or like this person has. So what is next?
No, their responsibility is not to allow you to come into the establishment. So I think that's where it ends. Like, that's where it ends.
You're too hot. You gotta go.
That's where it ends. Because I told you, if there was a profession in this coronavirus that leveled up, security guards.
Oh yeah. They took it to a whole other. I mean, certain areas they were already high.
No. Everybody took it up a notch. Everybody took it up a notch.
Maureen, see you next week. Have a blessed one. Bye, Maureen. I know Maureen.
I think Maureen thinks we actually go in. Maureen, we
still
leave in? But if you leave in, Maureen, have a wonderful week. We'll see you.
Julianne said, just pointing them for formality now.
That honestly, Julianne.
That was a faithful friend.
She was a faithful friend to many.
That was nothing. About nothing, an hour of nothing that we did not plan.
That was plenty.
No, I said nothing, meaning that's not a part of the show.
Oh,
that's why I say nothing. I mean, like that's not a part of the show. Like we had no plan to talk about this at all.
Lord Jesus, Jody, come up with big words.
Joanne says
she's trying to make up for those comments. I see you,
as
sis.
a fever, and it may not be an early symptom. It's just an objective measure. Are the guns calibrated? That's the next thing. I was gonna say that too. Like, are they even working? Maureen says they are not allowed to report you if you are high. So they can't report you to anybody.
They could just stop you from coming in. I think that's fair enough. Don't report me because I have a fever. I can have a fever for 1,000 reasons.
But then and I don't know, are stores giving them a number to go by? Like, so I know.
It's fever. Fever is 103.
I think, boy, now, y'all could correct me. I think it's 98.7 degrees.
Is the fever?
Yeah. I mean, no, it's normal temperature.
Okay, so 100 is fever.
I think a 100. But then.
That's Celsius.
Yeah,
no.
That's Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Oh no, Celsius is 37. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So I think basically use the Fahrenheit scale. I don't know exactly if the store will be like, okay, if this person has a temperature of this, don't allow them in. I hope
the machine is the one that indicates whether you're high or not.
Goes too high.
When the machine does the beep beep, you're good. If the machine has beep, that's when you're too high. The machine's gonna tell you have a fever, not the security guard.
But I mean, I don't know if. I know, like sometimes in the hospital, if your child has a fever and it's like 100 something, they'd be like, yeah, that don't feel. I don't real fever. they send you home. They'd be like that. That nothing to be concerned about. 100.
This comment anyway, completely out of the way, but it deserves all the airtime.
While we commencing on stuff, can we give a big shout out to God? Which is always appropriate, Dwayne. You guys give a shout out to God. This comment comes from Dwayne Rowe.
I have so many shouts out for God this weekend.
God always gets shout outs.
Father, you're faithful.
To God for sparing us. I feel like we need
a praise break song. Find one.
From Ida, because folk really ain't appreciating how bad should really be of the U.S.
And I was folks.
I was going to say that too, Dwayne. Starting with our dear Bishop Martin New Orleans area, straight to New York.
When I saw the pictures of New York, in my mind, New York is invincible.
I was telling you that a lot of these places, they don't even know what to do with ideas of hurricane because it's such an anomaly to happen. Like, so a hurricane is coming, like, what I mean, hurricane don't come this way.
You know, a country with that many skyscrapers, high-rise subways, it's not built for what?
Keep on talking. We can get to that.
It's not. Yeah, they're not built for storms.
We can get
They're
to
not
that,
built
Jacob.
for storms. So yeah, Dwayne, this is a good time for a praise break. Father, we are grateful. We're praying, and he's answering our prayers every single day. We talk about the dangers unseen, but this was a danger we've seen. We got to see the danger we've been spared from. When I saw the pictures of New York, I was like, New York? Like for me, that's my second home. That's my third home.
Yeah.
Because London and then Bahamas, then New York. So when I saw that, that blew my mind. You take for granted that places in the hurricane belt or in the, the areas that are usually hit are hit. But when it goes out of the way like that, and yet again we've been spared, so we are grateful.
For a lot of these hurricanes have like some days have gone on top, some have gone straight around us. We don't talk about it often as Bahamians. We're so used to getting struck by a hurricane that when that's not just be like,
we need a good shout. Good shout on this one, for real.
I've already heard people saying that during the election week, which is like in a few weeks, is usually the highest probability of a hurricane actually coming to the Bahamas based upon history.
Right.
And so, but this hurricane season is not being quiet at all, but it's being quiet for the Bahamas.
Right.
Because there's nothing that's really touched us with America. This is a shock. I saw videos of people stuck in their homes under 5 feet of water.
Listen,
in like Philadelphia, something like that.
Maureen's giving us reports straight from the.
Let's get to Maureen. Maureen, she is in New York. She said, yes, Dwayne, Ida did bad here because Maureen is in New York.
Oh, goodness.
The subway was out of control. I saw videos of that this morning.
Listen.
Where I was like, whoa, because you don't think about it. Oh, no, this is underground.
This is underground. And then when it comes down here, where's it going? Not only is it underground, but there's electrics down there.
Yep. She said she still have a friend at this point cleaning out her basement. And that basements are big for the United States. A lot of houses have these basements that are underground. I saw a woman that was stuck in that house, and thankfully she lived on the second floor, but the people on the first floor had 5 feet of water. Like they couldn't open their doors. A lot of persons were stuck because you can't open your door because there's too much pressure on the water coming in. And it's like, boy, thank God it went around us.
Yeah.
I didn't know which direction Ida took around us, but I know. Because most of them come from y'all, and then they come our way.
Off the coast of Africa.
Off the coast of Africa.
I always find that when I hear that, I was like, that's so weird.
Like Africans be like, no, y'all start here, but y'all go that way.
Can you imagine something comes off the coast of Africa and they have no conception of what a hurricane is at all?
Not at all. Like hurricanes. Hurricanes what? What are that? Anyway, Nigel gave us our humor for the day for COVID-19. Nigel says,
commits himself to this.
Are y'all married men aware that once you get admitted to the ICU for COVID, your wife will have your phone for the next 14 days. You better get vaccinated. And you understand the warning? Short over about. Vera,
if nothing else persuaded you.
Don't forget you have something to do.
Delton's going to help me.
Hey,
Delton's going to help me. He's going to help me. We're going to get this
Delton's going to help you.
Yeah.
All right. Maureen said she could not get to work. All the roads around me were closed.
And were businesses, workplaces being accommodating of this?
It seems there's one person that I follow who's a chef in New York. I think she is. And her place was flooded when she was like really panicking because like she has a dinner to do for 15 people and her car was just parked in the basement and it's totally destroyed.
Right.
And so she had to rent a car. So like the next day, once the water
still
gone, people were like, we still
party
have
time.
we still have freedom. So she had to get out to do a party of 15. Then there was once her apartment was cleared, she had to rent a car and packed her food and stuff in the car to go deliver for people at the party. So I don't think a lot of them were like okay, you got flooded in, but hey, I still need this food though. We still need things done. So I don't know how it is for, I guess, for businesses. Maureen said she couldn't get to work, which means her work was open.
Yeah, that is implicit in the statement.
Which means flying. It's like no, it was open. So you coming today? No. And George said she owned a restaurant, so it was scary for her. How was the restaurant? How did the restaurant fare, Maureen? Was the restaurant still okay? Can you still open now?
And how quickly did people go back to just living lives and going to restaurants after an experience like that?
Give it 2 days. Give it 2 days. Let them clean it up. Be all right. Now taking reservations. So I don't know. But we thank God, like Jane said, we thank God that the Bahamas is spared, and we thank Him for, and we believe in for continued protection throughout the remainder of this hurricane season. Oh, Maureen said they open now. So Maureen said they open right now.
Let's go.
So let's go. So
Things to do.
let's head down to the restaurant, get some Jamaican
Things
food.
to do.
Let's go get it. So we give God thanks and praise for that. Anyway, so we thank you all those that commenced on our topic that was not a topic for today.
Apparently that was the topic.
That was
you
the
gotta
topic.
let the spirit lead you.
Let the spirit lead us.
Let the spirit lead you.
As we talked about the church and
what were we going to talk
vaccine.
about before we?
I was literally just laying out topics that we were going to talk about for today. I said we're going to talk about politics.
Oh, and then you said vaccinate. We're not going to talk about vaccine
because it's still the same way.
It's still the same.
And then apparently it was not.
Well.
So I was in the middle of listing topics as Vera went for our coffee, and an hour and 20 minutes later.
That's what it was.
Yeah, an hour and 20 minutes later, here we are. So, in politics news, quick news and reviews. All the hullabaloo about this week was the fact that a candidate for one of the political parties left after being nominated for a constituency. He left and went to another show. To another party the same day. It's like, here's my resignation. I coming back. I get around the corner to these people, and it was. So see, Steph, you know,
they say we ain't talking about wedding. There you go.
The fact that the internet now has like you really give me welly vibes. It's like y'all gotta be joking. it's like y'all give me welly.
Man.
So for those who may not know, let's quickly talk about this because it's in the news.
Jody said you write about another show because he posted that he got a show Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
He's back to doing what he normally did on online.
Because he said, if I ain't running, let me go back to my business.
I got a lot of free time.
He does not need any recuperation time, recovery time.
So he was nominated as the Coalition of Independents, headed by Lincoln Bain, from the station.
$1 billion man, velvet jacket.
First of all, there are a lot of millionaires running for this. Anyway, but yeah, so the one with the Sister Island Cuisine, Maureen had shown up.
There you go.
Dropping a link for the restaurant.
Maureen, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Sister's Island Cuisine is in New York, 180 on Wickham Avenue. In case anybody's out there now listening to Glory 93.9.
Middletown. Okay, Middletown.
So Wellington Roberts, I think is his last name, was slated to run for the Coalition of Independents in North Andros. Is it North Andros and Bimini? North Andros, Berry Islands, one of them. And he did his $400 deposit. He went on his live. He talked about how he struggled and prayed to find signatures because people was not signing his form. And
he was close to tears.
And he was listening right on the ground.
Talking about how God came through in the last minute.
God came through. And
said if you don't put God in what you do.
Stir it up pot, mix it with faith. He mixed that with faith.
My goodness.
He mixed it with faith and he got his signature. He scrapped to get his $400 to nominate himself. My thing is, does he get a refund? No,
babe.
This
is non-refundable.
So that was a wasted.
The premise of refund is that you get voted for.
The premise if you get a percentage of the votes, you get your money back.
Well, there you go.
But then if you
how big is the percentage of the votes?
I can't remember. 616.
6% of the votes in your constituency.
Yeah, I can't remember what the exact number is, but it's not necessarily that. It's not
Google
like quarter.
Google that. Find out.
It's not like 25%. It ain't like that much. But once you get a certain percentage,
I remember
back.
feeling like when I heard the number, it was low.
Yeah. And so he was like, yes, go. And this all happened this last week, folks. And then on Thursday, was it Thursday? I think Thursday, he handed in his resignation from the Coalition of Independents. And he was seen later.
I think he handed in his resignation either late Wednesday or Thursday morning, because Thursday afternoon, the press release from the coalition came out.
So by
Thursday night, his live, he was on the live.
No, before Thursday night, he was already seen on the ground in Andros with the Progressive Liberal Party campaigning with their representative for the area. And since then, the jokes and the memes that's been coming out has just been hilarious.
I say, you say jokes and memes. We don't have any memes for voting for today.
We do have some. We get to them a bit. Our political.
Uno momento.
Yeah. So that has been our political talk. We've just been hearing about this whole situation, switch and change.
The sheer popularity of this situation or this story on the internet forced me to go and do my research. Okay.
So you went looking for
I heard from a friend that she was watching the show. She's apparently a regular viewer, but she doesn't always comment because she's busy while she's listening. And her husband came in the room and said, that's Vera on Facebook talking about Bahamian politics and she ain't a Bahamian. And my friend was quick to defend me. So I just want to put it out there for anybody listening. I am not a Bahamian. I cannot vote. I don't know much about politics, but all my comments are made as an observer, as a neutral bystander. And I appreciate all of you guys for tolerating my ignorance at times, for allowing me to voice my opinion. Because one thing about y'all don't like people talking about Bahamians who ain't Bahamian.
And you ain't vote.
Like you ain't even from here. So I just want to say thank you to all of y'all, DGMT family, who just allowing me to free myself.
Although by the head of state, you actually started from here.
Well,
anyway, that's not help.
I'm from here. You're from here. You're from there. That being said, I had to go and find out what really go on, because all I could hear was my guy Welly is a sellout in every way, shape, form. If sellout was a person, people done turn him into a meme. Somebody done made a poster for the Bush Cook. I don't even think it was real.
It wasn't real. I think it was
the
real.
Wellington sellout burger. I mean, y'all had the guy for chops. I said, okay, let me go find out. Pretty sure I knew what I was going to find, that this man, unreliable, what they call it, snake tongue, double tongued, unstable in all his ways.
Unstable in all his ways.
My research did not uncover that. From my neutral standpoint. But let me hear from DGMTers first. I mean,
first of all, what do you have for the jokes? You don't really
my
care.
thing is, I don't know.
A lot of people fake Garrett.
I wonder why people
A lot of fake
mad,
Garrett.
because a lot of people were like, fake Karen. I was like, but you wasn't gonna vote for him anyway.
No.
One, he's not he's not representing your constituency. Two, you ain't even like him like that. So everyone's like, oh, he's a sellout. So is it because you're a coalition of are you black? Is that why you team black? That's why you mad? Like, I don't understand. They say modern day Judas, but Judas betrayed Jesus, the savior of the world. Who did he betray? Because y'all been tearing up the person he betrayed just as bad. Because Mr. Ben, no one giving him a break from this velvet black jacket he have. I was like, who did he?
They were like, I'm tired. They had a picture of the jacket and they posted underneath it like, I'm tired. they had that tired man.
No, I like the jacket, because I think the jacket's like, like when you see like Homer Simpson. He wears the same outfit every day. It's like a character. It's part of his identity. Yeah.
It was like, I'm tired. Like the jacket was tired.
Like a cartoon character that always has on the same outfit. So yeah.
He's recognized.
I have no problem. I wonder how he washes it.
Yeah, gotta be dry cleaning.
Dry clean day.
Dry clean only.
And I mean, if you're gonna take that kind of care to dry clean only this jacket, go ahead. So
I mean, it's yours. You pay for it.
It's yours.
You pay for it, wear it as much as you want. So that was the highlight of like in terms of political humor this week. Everything else is sort of serious. FNMs are having their rallies. PLP, I think, is having a motorcade today. I think it's today.
Because I watched the show with what's his name, Daryl Miller.
Oh man, that's great
And
TV right there, buddy. That's great TV.
He mentioned something about, was it the guy, your friend, Levon?
Yeah, Levon Miller.
Levon Miller said something about PLP not having rallies. I was like, are they not having any rallies? Is that like a decision they've made, or they just not got round to it?
They came out and said that they're not going to do it in lieu of the the emergency orders and keep people safe. They won't have any rallies, driving rallies. However, today
they're gonna have a
motorcade.
Okay,
we're not gonna stop anywhere
to cause anyone gather.
Exactly. They're gonna drive, hop in the cars.
I mean, they're gonna stop it where they stop. They're gonna stop it where the motorcade
Where they
ends.
stopping though? No, but the idea is that the motorcades leave from their constituencies, and I think they're meeting somewhere, and then there's everybody following up. So it's like meet your constituency office at this time, and everybody leaving. Where are they going? I don't know. I need to find that route out. If it is today,
ends of the island,
wherever it is, I need to stay away from that area.
But when you say they're from constituency offices, that's all it is.
No, but I mean but where are they going? Like I'm gonna meet up together.
Route? What's the route?
I need to know that
what's the route?
Because I do not want to be caught up in that at all. So they're not having any rallies as yet. I mean, they've been doing the virtual thing, and they have definitely spent tons of money on ads.
Their ads have interrupted listen to me. I was on a British website watching a British television show called Gogglebox. You guys would love it. I found a website. Couldn't find. Their advert interrupted my show, babe. I was like, you're killing the vibe. Like, I don't mind if I'm on Facebook and you can't. How did you get on this website in this show?
Yeah,
right?
no.
Like frequent ads, like every 15 minutes, like I would if I was watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, I'm tired. I'm tired.
Listen, their ads and like even the show done with Darryl Miller, like the Darryl Miller show, Darryl and Friends election.
Yes. When they go on break,
every
it's only
break, and
adverts.
someone was like, "Why this is a PLB station?" It's like this is a paid advertisement.
Yeah, and it says though, and it would
The
say
F
paid
them,
advertisement.
the F them are not paying for any advertisements, so they get that.
If the F&M ain't paying for advertisements, you can imagine what the DNA is.
So DNA paying for that. Coalition's Independence ain't paying for that. United Coalition Party ain't paying for that. So it's only the PLP paying. And if they want to pay for Glory 3.9 FM, give us a call here. It's 601-5125. We have no problem. We'll pay ads. Everybody wants to advertise. Come on now and advertise with us. She said something else.
Just send me a whole thing.
A whole thing.
None of it can go on DGMT.
None of it.
None of it. Monita, I can't post any of this. And Miss Mary, I've seen your post. I will watch it. Miss Mary shared something with me, and she tagged it. Please share widely.
Okay.
So I will watch it.
All right, so that's politics now. We don't know what's going to happen. We still await what's going to happen September 16th.
I mean, you're not going to know what's going to happen until September 16th. I just be in the staff room with my colleagues like, so y'all think we can get Wednesday and Friday off? Or
that's what we really want to know.
Thursday.
Like, real questions.
Because we've been told that Thursday school is closed, of course, election day, and there is a high possibility. That's what let's say a high possibility
Friday?
that several days in the week will be virtual only to accommodate the cleaning and whatever is necessary.
They retrospect, this is a mess.
They're like,
They
gotta sanitize.
Yeah,
so me and my colleagues are like, definitely Wednesday.
You were here for 2017 election.
I was had nothing.
Far removed.
Far removed.
All right.
I barely knew y'all was having an election.
Besides coming to your house to look like, oh, gosh.
Beside the result, when the result went down, and it was a whole kind of shocking that PLP had lost to F&M in 7, like it was a landslide thing. That's when I became aware of this is a serious. Okay. Oh, and I remember the whole ink thing.
Yeah.
But then I feel like we went to work that day. No, we didn't, did we?
No, because most schools are usually polling stations. So
no, we didn't go to school. But I remember seeing people with the thumb ink. What day was it? A Thursday?
Don't remember.
Because countries usually have elections on a certain day.
Yeah, no.
Like Americans do Thursdays.
Yeah,
I think y'all do Thursdays too.
Yeah, but it ain't like
British people do Thursdays as well.
Not necessarily like they have to be.
I think so.
It don't have to be. That's the whole idea that we want to legislate and put that in order that election day is this day.
No. Not the day, but the day of the week. It will always be Thursday.
They're saying like I think they want to. I don't know if it's always being Thursday.
It's not always been Thursday. Okay.
As revisionist history, I don't know that kind of stuff. Don't care to know. Just let me know what day.
I know ours is Thursday, and I know Americans is Thursday. Oh no, they have Tuesday. Anyway, I know ours is Thursday.
Monday, Tuesday. Anyway,
I think now it's
neither here nor there. What we want to know is how y'all guys do it. Yeah, so anyway, that's our political. Now the memes that came in, once again, we're doing competition for the funny memes that come in.
Y'all were slacking to this week. I think we only have like 3.
I can post what I have for you today for y'all to decide, for those who are left after our vaccine
Monita
talk.
just messaged me to say, please don't post, sis. I know better than that. I know, but this tea is hot. I can share it with Delton.
We had a few submissions for our political memes.
The US is Tuesday. I think it is Tuesday because I'm thinking Super Tuesday. So I'm thinking Tuesday.
I uploaded that, but that's not necessarily a meme. That's just funny to me.
What, the one you sent to me about being?
No, with Captain Planet. Yeah, Captain Planet. That was just.
It's too heavy though. It's too heavy. It's too heavy for that.
Captain Planet was like, it hit me hard. For those over 30, I'll share it with y'all. And so I think there's one more that I think I did not add to the list. And last week's winner, of course, was Jody with Crate Challenge. I don't really know if, well, for you, Vera, you probably get it now that you've had a chance to see and witness the character that is Darryl Miller on these shows. Because there's no election without Darryl Miller.
Yeah. Apparently there's no hurricane without Darryl Miller.
No hurricane. Either. Anyway, so last week, this is our winner from last week. This is the Davis Challenges Minister debate. Trust me, this could be a piece of cake with the Crate Challenge. So this week we had this one for you. It took a while for you
I
to
didn't
get this one.
understand it.
It was just confusion of the dog. The dog was very confused as the
I just-
PLP and FNM fighting in the yard. Who should I bite?
Okay.
So the dog was like, "We gonna tackle one of
This
them."
is the choice. This is a choice between the devil and the
Yeah.
DGMT.
So
okay.
who I attacking?
I got it. I
Then,
thought that was it, but then I thought there was something significant about the woman in the bar. So
oh no,
am I missing that?
no.
Yo, don't that water look dirty to you?
Very dirty. Like, mom, you can come out up. You didn't let the water out.
Oh my god.
It's like chicken sauce water. You didn't
Maybe she
you
put
didn't-
in a bomb. You know them bombs that look nice and colorful. When you put it in, it just makes your water look murky.
Yeah, no, mom, you need to let the water out like chicken sauce. You need to throw the water off.
That look like the dog bathed with up in that bar and in that cup. And I know some people do
This
that.
one here, I got this one too. Over 100 candidates nominated. Trust me, playing them getting 0 votes. In the dollar, why 0 votes.
It's the furrowing of his brow. Them lines.
Hey!
Is Cyrus Miller married with children?
He has one child. I think he's married. But, he does have one child.
Okay.
Cyrus Miller Jr.
Because I'm trying to imagine what kind of dad he is. Just that, like his facial expression, how passionate he is about everything he says. And
Everything
very
is
punctuated.
just
Like,
meaningful.
how would he be as a daddy?
Then there's this one that came in. This is funny. It's like, I said, she ain't too comfortable using my bathroom. Well, miss, go home. If you can't stand the heat. See more for Sea Breeze. As y'all can see, this is someone's bathroom. Why do you have posters of the F&M candidate in your bathroom along the shower? It's really confusing. But hey, to each its own. So these were our submissions.
And there was one more?
There was?
No, that was it?
Hey, that was it. That's all we got this week. I think now the memes are starting to slow down now. Everybody did used to the signs.
Yeah.
The signs don't matter no more.
I was imagining myself driving to the studio with like a friend from the UK in the car, and I tried to imagine what they would say to the posters as I drove past. I was like, I wonder how they would react, because I'm like, oh, this is normal to me now. Like,
so there's nothing at all posted on, and nothing at all, nothing.
That whole like, I think you get people have like stickers and bumper stickers. That's the most.
No, not on the polls.
No,
Like it's so many people too, isn't it?
that's
like a lot.
Yeah,
so
people.
Yeah.
But nothing on the polls. But I think like people will put things in their windows. Like if you are a party member, because you could be a member of like an official member of the party.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a member of parliament, but you're a member of the Labour Party and you can get like paraphernalia and posters and you can display them. But this idea that there are people campaigning, sticking things all on the good streets,
on the government streets,
on the government streets. No.
FYI, the shirts are, I saw some PLB shirts are really, really nice.
I don't want to be biased, but in terms of like graphic
these
design,
dry fit stuff,
PLP win.
Y'all spend lots of money on these things.
A good dry fit.
The dry fit,
and they're giving them out for free. Do you know what I do like? I do like that election season does guarantee homeless people a new outfit.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
Everywhere they have
all the. I don't like the word Joneses. All the men of the streets and women of the vagrants.
Homeless people.
The homeless people. Yeah. They kitted up. They all looking a little fresher as a result of
clean shirts, buddy.
Election season.
Yeah, no, they get clean shirts. They usually get free meals and they get drinks.
Oh yeah.
Because once you go to the head office, there's usually food and drinks.
Anyway, and you gotta appreciate them because 10 to 10 they can't vote. Or they won't vote. Or they don't have a voter's card. They haven't followed the process to update their voter's card, because where would you register your self to be living?
Exactly.
Harbour Bay?
I mean, you could have just make some way off, I guess.
What doesn't get checked?
I mean, yeah. But if you got one before, like you just can't.
Once upon a time.
Yeah.
Okay, that place I used to live, they kicked me out.
They kicked me out of there. But hey, I still can vote there. It don't matter.
Oh,
so I'll come.
Oh yeah, sorry, we have to vote.
So number one.
No, that's not number one. Number one was the other one.
No, this is the first one I played.
That's not one.
That was the first one? Anyway, all right. So
that one first.
Anyway, Darren Miller's number one. Trust me, playing them getting 0 votes. 0. Like, I like that show.
I must say, Jamal Roll is talented, babe.
Oh, that guy's amazing.
What?
My cousin.
That's your cousin?
I don't know. He's a role. Must be my cousin.
Don't say I don't know.
Number 2 is the dog and the lady in dirty water. I'm trying to figure who to fight. And number 3. It's the F&M posters of Seymour and Sea Breeze in the bathroom. That's our 3 options.
Those are our 3. So you need to vote A, B, or C for our winning meme
Daryl
of
dog
the week.
bathroom.
Daryl dog
Sorry,
bathroom. Right
bathroom. I posted the wrong one. I put Captain Planet up. The bathroom. So anyway, that's
Put Captain
I put Captain Planet in there. Captain Planet.
there.
Don't you say very dirty water? It is. I know the water does look very dirty.
Okay, so we got
Julianne
one
says
vote.
Daryl says always
Let's hear
wins.
from there's 18 people online. Come on, y'all just drop it in.
90.
A, B, or C. 90 people, and that's on Facebook alone. We don't know who's on the YouTube.
Very like
We
what says
don't-
H. Like
She
Daryl.
say A too.
Daryl said
Daryl
Daryl.
on the win. Daryl moving forward. He edging to the finish. Z. Like, I would love to just have a casual conversation about life with like just talk
And
regular
he
things
speaks
with
the same way.
Daryl.
Doesn't matter. Same animated way. This election, I know that they are different stations, but listen to me. The election call night is going to be amazing. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to thoroughly enjoy
Because
that.
when I first saw the advert for the show that he's doing now, I thought that was for election. I didn't know he was going consistently up until.
They're doing it Monday. I think it's Wednesday and Friday every week until. But the election night, when there's actually election,
Who's he having? The same panel?
No,
Who's he having?
it's him and Rodney Mouse.
No. Two.
He announced it last night. He was like, "I'm calling the election."
And you know what? And people were saying that the two of them need to come together.
It's going to
They're
be
giving the people whatever. It is indeed
The
the
people's
people's time. Even if this is the last day
They
of
are
the
going
people's
to.
time.
It's going to be
That's what the people
Daryl
want.
Miller
Give
and
the
Rodney
people what they
Malka
want.
calling the election.
I can't take that seriously though.
I told Dwayne, they can make each other so mad. They can get each other nerves.
Ooh,
But
that is be
what you're going to
love
get on
jokes.
that night is an amazing Bahamian history, because those two together have the wealth of information.
I will be tuning in.
And so stay
Because I feel
tuned.
thereafter I can officially get my residency.
I get to live with this guy.
Whatever test they're gonna give me to say I can stay.
Oh no, you're gonna
I can
learn
pass
all
that.
about politics, politicians.
I'm too excited. Can we do a viewing?
we can
should
do
do a
a little watch party.
We'll talk about it later.
Legit watch party.
Ooh, a watch party.
A watch party.
Imagine like DGMT has come on live.
Now,
and we do a watch party.
I don't know. This is how y'all do it for in the UK. For us, election night is a big thing.
Right.
I haven't done it personally, but I know people who do it
Like
like
watch
religiously.
parties and
Because the day before, I think, or the week before, the papers, the dailies, start giving you election sheets inside the paper, which means like as votes come in, you can fill it out
start
yourself.
filling it.
No, this big.
I'm gonna do.
That's why I tell you this ain't
I'm gonna
no
do.
joke.
I tell her come on DGMT to learn, babe.
This
I am
election,
doing it.
election
I am
don't be
doing
a
it.
joke. So they give you the whole all the polling stations, all the people who register. You get a paper of that, and it's
As it
blank.
should be.
And as they come in, you get a chance to fill it in with Darlem calling name. So in polling station, polling division number 15 for Vera Walker Wilson, 0 votes. So you get your pen, you find polling 15, 0.
Who called it last time? He called it, right?
It was Darrell and
it was him. I remember him.
no, it was Rodney and Otland Bodie for Ivanness. I think Darrell just did on he's on Zedness at the time.
On his own. Oh, on Zedness.
Yeah, so it was for the Ivanness and the online. It was for Rodney and Otland Bodie. Another character, old character.
I'm excited.
But this one with Darrell and Rodney, this is going to be amazing.
I feel like this is officially my immersion.
But the election watch night with Levon and Darrell, and well, last night was
Nahaja. It wasn't.
No, last night was Dr. Chris Curry from the University of Bahamas, the head of history, and so it was a good show. I thoroughly enjoy these sessions.
Yeah, you do.
I will lie to you. Like I've been learning new words, all kind of stuff. Anyway, so it looks like A has it. Darrell Miller has it.
Darrell Miller has it. So who's the winner for this week?
So the winner for this week, and once again, it's the same person from last week.
She sent that one too. She sent the next one. Two of them was you see, certain people are entering this competition twice, or multiple times in order to increase their chances of winning. Jody Ann,
she sent one to me, and then she sent one to you too.
Jody Ann, you're sharp.
So Jody Ann, I think we have the
and then Jody placed the only vote for another one. Everybody voted Daryl. Jody said, "Let me vote B," so no one knows it's me.
So no one knows.
Let me throw off the scent. Jody, I like it.
And so that was also said to me by Jody.
I like it.
So Jody,
I would have voted for the one in the bathroom.
I think I'll disqualify you from now on, Jody.
No man.
She can't win no more.
Disqualify Jody. We would only have one entry for the week because the rest of these people slacking and slapping up.
Tony O'Farrell says Rodney's the voice of the people.
Rodney is the voice of the people.
He's the leader of them. God, leader the woman now. Jody, I just there for all the laughs.
Something about something about Mr. Monka I don't want to like, but I can't help it.
Oh, you
Can't help it.
Like he is rude.
Can't help
he
it.
says things that you should not say.
Oh, inappropriate.
Inappropriate
But
things.
he is like,
But you will
he
laugh.
is the first place to go for a good meme, a good laugh.
Good laugh,
the
a
first
good joke.
place to go.
Get all day.
I appreciate it.
Anyway, so we are last 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
As
We're doing
we-
good on time today.
Oh yeah.
Good on
As we
time.
wrap this up, the church was out here doing stuff this weekend.
This
And
ain't
last
this,
weekend.
but one of them isn't this weekend, Delton.
No,
This was old.
one of them was
we
old.
didn't pull this one up before. No, before you do that, you got to do this one. You got
What's
to do
this?
that one. My apology.
Okay. So let me post this here. Vera sent this to me. This is right here.
So I have to apologize. I made reference to a status that I saw from one of my students where they were talking about people getting if people refuse to get vaccinated, they should be forced. And I, felt quite passionately about that. One of our viewers, faithful DGMT, is Janae Roberts, slid in my chat. She was like, is this the post you're referring to? And I was like, yeah. She was like, read it again. I said, what do you mean? And when I read the post again, I noticed that it doesn't say vaccinations. It says, I 100% support mandatory vacations for everyone. If anyone refuses, then they should be forced. So I'd like to apologize to DGMT.
But what is amazing is
presumptuousness.
it's a filter. It's a filter fair in the conversation.
Oh
That's-
my God. I felt prey.
So it's like,
I felt
what you
prey.
mean vaccination? Like what? Hold on, no
I felt prey.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Vacation.
I was weak, Saint.
Because
I
even
stumbled.
when you said to me the first time, I was like, apologies, what you apologizing for? Like it says what it says. Like, because once you see the word V and you see
Vacations?
vaccination, so you don't even think to say like, hold on, let me read it properly. No, I fill it in automatically. My brain is like, oh, we know what this is.
Therein DGMT
Mandatory
is.
vaccinations.
Therein DGMT is. Lies the lesson of today's show.
It's read. Read to
Read to understand. Julianne makes a very good point. She said, good thing you didn't go off under the post. Thank God for the delete feature, though.
They would have.
I wish more people would use the delete feature.
Is this an English teacher posting?
I wish. And y'all know I come here to be honest. I'm not going to come here and tell you no lies. I surely did get caught, Jody, and I've come here to confess.
It's so funny, though, because automatically your mind just automatically fills in the word. It's like V.
And I was so sad because she's such a lovely girl. I was like, oh. I was very shocked to see this from you.
You supporting vaccinations?
Because Julianne, I have the good sense not to join the vaccination evangelists or the non-vaccination evangelists. I decided to keep my mouth shut and mind my business. No, I just decided to bring it on the radio.
Tell others about it.
Tell everybody else about it. So anyway, therein lies the lesson DGMT is. I hope that helps you at some point this week. Read it again.
Read it and read it slowly.
Read slow. Read it slow.
Read
They don't have to answer. You don't have to respond.
You don't have to.
You don't have to say anything.
You can
let it go.
On social media, you have the ability to scroll.
My goodness.
You don't have to top and make reply.
You have the ability.
You have the ability and the option
to scroll.
To just scroll right past it and be like, I don't care for this. I don't tell you, I don't care for this.
I just don't care for it.
I just don't care for it.
I love it.
Anyway, so these are what the church is being up to.
What are you doing first? This is a bit old. Do Baby Boy first.
So Baby Boy was sent to me a few weeks ago by actually. This is before, because our church had a baptism last week Sunday, and somebody sent this to me. It was like, in case Pastor went to the baptism, we could try this out. And this is like a very easy to do, right by the door.
Circumstantially, nobody have to go down by the beach. You don't have to find a spot.
Because we know in the time we're living in now, like with COVID-19, people are afraid to do baptisms. You can't go to church without being vaccinated. And so, like, you know what? To be safe at baptism, a church, they installed a very nice feature. It seems to be outside the church. I think for us, I would prefer to be
and it looks like it's at nighttime. What's this nighttime?
I don't know where
baptism. I don't know how I feel about that.
Personally, I wouldn't mind if it was at the door of the church. So, like, as they walk out the door, just come.
Delton, I'm pretty sure that would be.
But anyway, for those on radio, I do apologize that you can't see it. You just watch it on Facebook when you get home. So
after we play it, we'll describe to you what happens. If there's any way to describe that.
Let's
watch. If there's any way to describe that.
Let's see what happens.
What's the name of the band? under the water. You good. Yeah, go right back up there. That's my other godson, Jonah. Jonah been dancing, I heard, and shouting all night long since he got here. All right, Jonah. In obedience to the great head of this church, we baptize you according to the confession and profession of your faith. We baptize in the name of God the Father, baptize in the name of God the Son. Come on, St. John. Baptize in the name of God the Holy Ghost. Somebody beat somebody.
Oh my goodness.
So what that was for some reason.
I want to see how you're going to describe this for people online.
They created, for those that go through, there was a point where they had like these mists that was on top of doors for like sanitization.
Yeah.
They created that on the outside,
almost like when you go through
pipes.
airport security.
Yeah,
it's like a mist for vaccination.
so it's like, but they made a little pipes of PVC arch,
right,
and had holes in it, so water was coming at you from different directions.
it was almost like a car wash for people.
It was a car wash.
It was like a car wash, like and you know.
And so you stood on it for a while. The water hits you, and then you
Give me the remote.
and then you get, and for that. That's how they were doing their baptisms.
Marsha say, "Wait, did I miss the water?" Apparently, you did.
It was there. It was
It was
right
there.
right
Marsha was coming through.
The water was coming through.
It was coming through.
Play it again. Play it again for those who might have missed it.
I can't laugh. No, because so wait, is Jonah baptized?
Yes.
Is he?
Yeah.
By immersion?
Did you not hear the pastor say, "We now baptize by the confession of his faith. We baptize."
So what makes baptism then? Is the immersion? Is it the presence of water? Is it the declaration of the pastor?
Let's look at this again.
What makes baptism yours?
Okay. First of all, and the band is jamming. I don't want y'all to sleep. The band is rocking it. So they invested somebody in the outside system.
Talking over the band, but I can't hear it.
Sorry.
Trudy, I say he stepped in the water. He sure did.
That's my other godson, Jonah. Jonah been dancing, I heard, and shouting all night long since he got here. All right, Jonah. In obedience to the great head of this church, we baptize you according to the confession and profession of your faith. We baptize in the name of God the Father, baptize in the name of God the Son. Come on, St. John. Baptize in the name of God the Holy Ghost.
So the deacons weren't trained properly. Or the ushers, whoever was.
I mean, they needed special COVID-19 training for this.
Because
baptism.
Mom pushed the towel through the water, pushed him forward, and then took a towel, wrapped it around him. Can I also say on this point, I'm glad here in the Bahamas, we never really, I mean, we had a couple of churches that did it. I'm happy that our church never did those drive-in services. So I so hate the horn blowing for hallelujahs and praise the Lord. I so hate that. I can't understand. I have for that horn blowing. Someone praise the Lord. Beep, beep. What's the sound effect? I so hate that. I was like, why do y'all do this?
Praise him on all the instruments.
I so don't
Praise
like
him with
that.
the high sounding cymbals.
I don't like it.
Praise him with the Salty say praise him with the low sounding cymbals.
So-
Let everything. Hey.
That was about. So you went through the water. The water was cold.
You're telling me this little boy Jonah is baptized?
He went through the water.
He get baptized. He get no. He's not baptized.
Did his body not get full
He
of
was
water?
not okay.
Did his body not get full of water?
We charismatic Christians argue that Catholics who do the little dribble of the water on the
sprinkle?
baby head, that's not baptism because they're not being immersed. Jonah's not baptized.
Was he not immersed under the water? Did the water not come from the top?
Where's no.
And all
It came
around
at the
it?
sides.
It came from the top.
And
too?
it only really got on the top because Jonah's a little baby boy. What if the man is a tall man?
Hey, let's go back to it again.
No.
The top of it has holes as well, so water's coming from the top and the sides.
But that doesn't make it immersion.
He is immersed in
He's
water.
not immersed. Immersed
Water
means you are
is
fully
all-
covered. They don't bury
He
you.
is fully covered in
He's
water.
not fully covered. Stop it.
He is soaked.
He's not soaked.
Jonah is soaked. I don't care what you say. Jonas, by his confession of faith,
I would have preferred they throw a bucket over Jonah's head.
That's sweet water one time. I believe Jonas baptized. You're gonna tell this young man later on in life that he's now baptized? Is that what you're doing now?
Jonah, I know. I think Jonah could watch this back in a couple of years. Be like, I could do that one more time, please. I could run it back.
Bob who decided to throw the towel through the water. Like, what are you doing? Anyway.
Oxford says that what? What do you mean, Marsha? What do you mean? Sprinkling or immersion? Oxford. What do you mean Oxford?
The Oxford dictionary says sprinkling or immersion is the word baptize.
Yes, because
so
the Oxford and there's baptizo. Yeah, but Marsha. Oxford Dictionary is defining the word baptism as it's used by everybody. So in the Catholic faith, baptism is sprinkling. In no one knows the Catholic faith. In the Catholic Church, baptism is of sprinkling when they sprinkle the baby head.
So
for the Pentecostal charismatics, them it's the immersion, is the going underneath.
Did you, when you got baptized, how was it for you?
I went under the water.
Did you get fully under the water?
Yes, sir.
What'd you get baptized in?
A pool.
A kind of pool?
Yeah.
What kind of pool?
What do you mean, what kind of pool?
Like someone house pool?
No. Like a retreat
inflatable
center.
pool.
It wasn't an inflatable pool. I didn't get immersed in an inflatable pool. However, even in the inflatable pools, we make sure you go underneath the water. Jonah's baptized, y'all. I take it back. He's baptized.
He went under the water.
And he's freed by the Holy Ghost. Washed in the blood of the Lamb. God's going to move in this place. You go watch Fire Temptations.
That's the watery sprinkle.
Well, there you go.
So he went through.
So Marsha, I was okay. No. Y'all say Jonah's baptized. No problem.
You are taking away that boy's life. That boy just felt the power of the Holy Ghost touch him as he walked.
And he was dressed right. He's dressed appropriately.
All right.
But they had anyway.
One more time.
God's going to move in this.
Jonah, go back under the water. You good. Yeah, go right back under there. That's my other godson, Jonah. Jonah been dancing, I heard, and shouting all night long since he got here. All right, Jonah. In obedience to the great head of this church, we baptize you according to the confession and profession of your faith. We baptize in the name of God the Father, baptize in the name of God the Son. Come on, St. John. Baptize in the name of God the Holy Ghost. Somebody, be somebody.
That's the name of Jesus. Yeah, that's the name. All right. So I don't care what y'all say. Y'all don't come for Jonah.
I take it back.
Jonah's baptized. So
your DGMT don't have a single lick of sense. Julianne say, so we're just gonna act like we didn't hear that. After the last time, I know we had it, Julie.
Yeah, we heard it. That's the last video for the day.
That's not a watery grave. Thank you, Dwayne. That's my problem.
That's a watery sprinkle. He said it's a watery sprinkle.
You know what? That's a good question. We ain't getting into theology of this. We could pass this one on for Monday. I didn't say turn it off. I just meant tilt it higher. So
we finished. We finished.
It's hard.
We finished.
Okay.
That's the last one.
My thing, guys, I didn't get it. I'm like, okay, so are you baptized by the immersion in war? Are you baptized by the declaration of your faith? Or are you baptized by what the preacher say the declaration of your faith is? Mm-hmm. Or are you baptized because you're wearing white? I just want to know. What I would like to say is y'all stop doing foolishness.
This is creative.
Because if in the act where act where I represent my death and resurrection with Jesus Christ, Corona can come in that, well then forget it.
You're walking into a new life.
Forget it.
Into a new life. Water.
Like if in the act, Corona is not excluded.
So I'd say he didn't need much water, Vera. He who was forgiven much needed not much water.
His sin history means
he didn't much water.
The sprinkling.
Anyway, this is the last one for the day. This one was sent to me, but I found for myself. No one sent this to me. I found this one. So mother was going in and decided to give God a operatic shot.
I want you to know when Delton sent this to me, I couldn't understand what he was sending it to me for.
Because he was confused.
So just wait. So wait on it. Watch it and wait on it.
Let's add it to the stream.
Auntie Elite says it's a new day.
Hallelujah.
What? I'm not here to laugh at anybody who shout their way of representation of worship to God.
I am crying.
But one more time for those who back with the lyrics.
Ha koshe telebisatai. Ha 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 ha.
What?
Hallelujah.
Man, you can't just end up with hallelujah, man. Man, what did you just do? Why are you doing this?
I gotta say this hallelujah to come out of this.
Like, man, what? What?
Julianne, my thing was she going in, but that ha ha ha. That was her. She could see her hand. You know when people are trying to resist it? She was trying to resist it. So she just say that hallelujah. That hallelujah just to come out. Because she had to shake that off.
One more time.
She knew she was going to the rafter, so she had to shake that off.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Ha koshe telebisatai. Ha 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 ha. Hallelujah.
Listen, buddy. Listen. Y'all get it how y'all get it, buddy.
I want you to know.
Get it how you get
Listen,
it.
I ain't laughing to say mom wasn't like mom ain't
no,
going in.
well,
I
get
listen,
it.
if I was in that room, I would
Bro.
have been on the floor.
I
babe.
got even picture what.
Listen to
what's
me. Church is life for us, you know?
It is.
We get our strength
Everything.
in church. We get our food in church. We get our jokes in church. Church is life. Church is life.
What was it like? Let me
Oh, mom
give
made
this
my whole week.
operatic
My
shout.
goodness.
Because sometimes you confuse the enemy. You go up high and confuse. You gotta go up high.
Ha koshe telebisatai.
When the enemy goes low, you go high, buddy.
It's never gonna not be fun.
Hallelujah.
When the enemy go low,
Y'all pray that when the Holy Ghost come on
we
you,
go high.
that the manifestation of His presence
Oh,
on you
man.
and His movement in you don't cause people to laugh.
When the enemy go low, we got to go high. We can't afford.
Y'all, we need to sign out.
Anyways.
I am laughing.
Pastor Delton come here to try and change the topic of the
No,
end of the
he
show.
ain't changed the topic. He just stated. He said,
Just
yeah.
stay back.
point
He
blank
says,
clear.
But that's the role as you're commencing. So I know you're all ending. But what is powerful is that Corona has exposed how everything that we thought was spiritual in times past was actually supposed to be symbolic. There was no spiritual nature to these things. Because once a little pandemic come and our hands are now filled with COVID, certain things we just can't do.
I agree with Pastor Denzel, but I actually disagree at the same time.
Oh,
Because no, I feel like even if it's symbolic, do the symbol.
in a
Even
way-
if you don't
the
think
way
it's
it's supposed to be.
spiritual, follow the symbol through. It's symbolic of death and resurrection. Walking through a human car wash does not accomplish that. So even if you don't think it's Holy Ghost,
first of all, man,
even if you don't, just ord off.
you don't walk through. You stay,
Or-
you stay there for a while.
And pastor say that's his Goddy. That's his
His
godchild. Godchild. His godfather is doing the. You couldn't take your godson into the water.
It's nighttime, first of all.
You couldn't take your godson into the water.
I assume, based upon this video, that we just
And he's a little boy. You didn't need 3 man.
hold on.
Put him
We
under.
just deduced this. It's Christmas time. We saw Christmas decorations. During Christmas, it's cold. We don't want to take anybody in cold water, so I'm pretty sure they had warm water running through the pipes, so that the child won't get cold.
The way Jonah was reluctant to go back under that water, you think that water was warm? That water wasn't warm. That water was not warm.
As we thank you for tuning in to all those tuning in today on DGMT.
Oh man.
We'll be back here next week
week.
doing the same thing, same
Tongues.
time.
Jody said the tongues went very Disney. All of you go home and repent. I will do too. So I will do so too.
that's praise and worship. Oh,
Mom.
she was getting it.
Oh.
She really her hand went. See, Anthony,
And you know me, I can learn this now. I will be learning
note for note.
this word for word. Note for note.
So maybe the public
probably
schools were closed. It's Christmas time. The pools were closed.
Inflatables, guys, inflatables.
No. Y'all let's judge you. So y'all judge people worship. Anyway, y'all thank you so much for tuning in. This is being DGMT, the show. We talk about things each and every Saturday. From the doors open at 11:30. We're gonna start before 12. I guarantee you that.
Facts.
I don't care what happens.
The AM.
We're going to start the show in the morning.
Even if
Morning
we
Tea.
driving in the car, if we have to start DGMT on our way in,
the show is going to start. Yeah, remember that the show is going to start. I promise you that. So for all the tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you go to church on tomorrow. If you are a Sabbath keeper, you ready to be in the church. You home now.
Yeah, they home now. It's 2 o'clock.
Enjoying the show. But if you are a first day worshiper,
you have to fly. You have the flyer for tomorrow. We could try that out.
Hey, get that.
We could try that out.
I should be able to find that. I believe.
Those of you that are Sunday worshippers, of course, go to your church. Hopefully you can go in person, unless you've been told. Unless being in person is not an option for you. And if you would like to come to an in-person service, Life Worship Center would gladly have you. Tomorrow is our back to school Super Sunday.
You don't need your vaccination card to come to church.
Yeah, you don't need any form of anything. Just turn up.
Just bring a mask.
Just bring a mask.
Wear the mask.
Wear your mask. Have you not seen that video? Wear your mask.
I don't support him though, so I don't believe that.
No. I didn't. That's why I never sent it to you. I never sent it to you to play on DGMT. But yeah, just bring yourself, bring a mask. You have them in your car anyway.
Yeah, put it on.
Come down to Life Worship Center to either our 8 a.m. service where we'll be praying for the babies,
the preschool,
and the preschool. No, the babies too. The ones who have to be home,
babies,
schooled in a home, babies, preschool,
I mean,
primary.
School, all of school room right now. FYI, that's the first week of school this week. It's pretty good.
Y'all didn't see the picture of Dallas in the school uniform?
This is me.
Eating a snack.
Should I post that?
Wondering why his mother too was having a snack. I think it's important that we post Dallas in the school uniform because we've talked about this a lot on DGMT. For those of you that are new to DGMT, watching from abroad, what you're about to see is a picture of
I try to get the show
my co-host. Okay, not about to see, but okay, let's finish one thing at a time.
What are you gonna die?
We're inviting you to church tomorrow to our 8 a.m. service for the babies, the preschoolers, and the primary school students. It would be wonderful to have you there with us. In addition to that, also as well, in our 11 a.m. service, we'll be praying for our high school, college students and teachers and administrators. All the Earl. Pastor, I'm gonna need you to save all the Earl
for the teachers.
And the administrators. And honestly, some parents are gonna come up when they call teachers. I know you all. No, I mean, fast up yourself.
Julian's gonna be on the line. I want you to believe Julian.
Yeah. Julian's
gonna be on the line.
Teacher.
I've been teaching.
So we're encouraging you to join us if you can. And you would like to, please rep your school or your favorite team. Wear a jersey, wear a school t-shirt, to rep your school, rep your team, and we will have a wonderful time in the presence of the Lord. I'm sure lifers all over are excited that we're going back to 2 services. It's been a little while.
And the praise team are
it's been a little while, but we are stoked. We are so excited to go back to 2 services because 2 services is always powerful. You think you can predict what God's going to do.
No.
2 service life has proved to me never, ever try and put our God in a box. So I'm excited. Jody says she's ready. Julianne said, what is that she have up there? What is that?
I don't even know. I feel now we're having private conversation. Let's not do the show right now.
Anyway.
I feel now it's just.
So please tell a friend to tell a friend. We need to cover the children of this nation.
Oh, definitely.
For sure.
Even if they're virtual.
So yeah, tell them to connect virtually. But there's something about when you come into the house. We value coming into the house for the corporate gathering and to experience the tangible presence of God. She said trains.
Yeah, that's the little Kool-Aid that they drink when they go to SAC. The big red machine.
That's she meant the big red machine.
Yeah, that's a little.
Unfortunately, Julie will be wearing a royal blue. Julie, I wasn't gonna tell you this, right? But you do this. So
yeah,
the praise team at Life Worship Center, we getting a little sports team situation together because we are one team, one band, one sound. And what happened was we came to a point where we had to make a choice between colors for our sports team jersey. I want you to know that red was an option. And I told the person who offered it, I was like, that's the only one I'm categorically saying no to. And I want you to know, Julie, you were in my mind when I said no.
No to the red.
You were in my mind. You were in my mind. I wasn't going to say nothing. I wasn't going to say nothing. But I thought, wow, since we're here and we're talking about it, she said, it's okay.
That's
I danced for Jesus. I see Miss Whitley Aubrey Sterling on the live. This is her first comment. This is how you wanted to introduce yourself to us on DG. introduce yourself to the DGMT family.
With eyes.
Miss Whitley Aubrey Sterling.
A heap of eyes.
She lives a conflicted life. She is a comet with a Sacker's history. Yeah. Julianne, you know Miss Whitley Sterling. Y'all friends? She was Whitley Aubrey when you knew her. Maybe y'all go way back. Y'all could go in the side chat and catch up.
Oh no, they will talk about.
But please, those of you that are joining us, we look forward to seeing you. You will see. She said you see that. She said you mentioned sax, so I was
all around the world. Somebody heard that. Everybody who was in this show had that. Somebody say sax now. I felt it. I felt it in the cosmos.
Well, we want to welcome you, Miss Sterling.
They hear it anywhere, buddy.
to the DGMT family.
Welcome, Miss Sterling.
And this is your first controversial comment you've made. Welcome.
Talk about sax.
So we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful weekend. Delton's going to post now the picture of
my son. So my son had his first week at school, and I told y'all last week my child will be going to school. I don't care how virtual it was, in his school uniform.
And we sent up prayers for him, y'all. We prayed.
Monday morning, those clothes were ironed, and they were ready to go. And
when I saw the socks and the shoes.
Oh, y'all thought it was a game. Don't take picture on the blocks then. Don't take, for those who are on radio, I apologize. Go on Facebook later, you can watch it. There's a picture of my son on the screen posing. No one asked him to pose like this. We just said we want to take a picture.
I want to know where he got
immediately.
This from.
He went, for those of you who know about this, he went to Magic Photo. He went back to Magic Photo days. He dropped down the squat position, hand on elbow on knee, hand on the chin. Why?
I cannot.
So don't take picture on the blocks. You take picture on the blocks.
Can you say we was ending this show for 50 minutes? We have the spirit of the house, sir.
Thanks,
we have the spirit of the house. This is Kenyatta Taylor's first comment on DGMT as well. Y'all,
I know.
What kind of day has been today? What kind of day has it been today?
That's Jamaican in there. That's a Jamaican post. That's the bad man post.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, so he can help it. And we will do what we do. The same thing that Barbershop Talk does and all other shows do. We will end as much as we want to end, Kenyatta.
Play the music loud while we're still talking so we can end that.
Yeah, so that's my son. My son is posed. He's ready to go. Ready about to school.
Kenyatta say he's on his lunch break. Well, welcome. We welcome you, sir.
Yeah, so he was ready. And shout out to his mother. Doing an excellent job. Shout out to the children.
His mother says she's having a great time.
Oh, no, she's having a whale of a time. Juliana's having a whale of a time. I think
virtual learning.
I like just what is be happening because he's so young. What's be happening with children is just be hilarious. They don't be paying attention. They be in the camera making faces.
Because even like I think about my grade 7s, my youngest kids, and I say to myself, these kids are so immature. I mean, you on the camera, you doing presentations. Everybody has their card. So imagine this the card he wants to present. It ain't his turn the whole time. People are presenting. This grade 6. This grade 7, as in the bottom of high school. So imagine Dallas them. Oh, my goodness, no.
Oh, and the parents be snatching them up, be trying to cheat for them, giving them answers. Why y'all give the children answers? We can hear you. Your mic are open. Say it was God. Say God. I was teacher be like, little helper, please don't give them the answers. Say God. Say God. It's like, Oh, Vera's taking the call. That's what Vera's doing today.
That's why I answered the phone.
So people don't know we still on the show. Anyway, I guess that call was tell us that we had to go. So it's being fun. It's being real.
Okay, give me one.
It's been boy. One moment. We have to end the show. So
I mean, we was ending for 15 minutes apparently.
Someone called and didn't know you was on the show.
I see.
Anyway, guys, y'all be safe. See y'all next week, same time. To learn 93.9 FM, we leave y'all with a little tongues. We leave y'all with a little worship. We can leave y'all with our normal jokes. I'm Delton. That's Vero.
Pip pip cheerio.
Pip pip cheerio. What we leaving with today?
Not Shama Yama Kama.
All right, then.
Go back to what we know.
Let's go back to what we know.
But the original though.
The original one?
Yeah, man.
I have that no more. That's gone.
Oh, wow.
I have the best ones. Why would I have that original?
Switch real quick.
I need all the words.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, folks. We go.